doesn't impact your run now. And to the point Rico's been making for months, which I can't fight, nor do I even repeat because it's pretty out there. This is a one-off in the East. It's a gap year. I mean, Tatum's dead. Halliburton's dead. Teams, plural, have fallen off cliff, and it's like, you're the benefactor. So let's go and do that. Now, again, I have already said to you, I think you can beat the Knicks as is. But I don't know that you're just going to roll through the East. And yes, if you got to the finals, no, you'd be dead. But that's the point. Why not close that gap? Why not make that run? And none of it is selling your future. None of it. The picks that we're talking about, you don't even have roster room for them. The players we're talking about are years away from being anything or are out of runway. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but Jaden Ivey's largely out of runway here. Tobias is expiring. No one's talking about getting rid of core pieces. So that's why I understand. Whoa. Jeremy Otto's walked in.
Yeah, we have a trade.
Hold on.
Okay.
So Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit have agreed to a multi-team deal. Since Jaden Ivey, Conley to the Bulls, Kevin Huerter and Saric to the Pistons, and picks to Minnesota.
I like the Red Mamba as a bench player. Huerter?
Yeah, he's coming to Detroit.
Well, so there's
your margin.
Yeah, there's your, it's a Schroeder-esque kind of move. Boy, it tells you to value Ivy, by the way.
Correct.
So for all the people who wanted to hang on to him last summer, I hope you enjoyed that experience.
There's your three-team deal.
And he's a shooter. I mean, is he going to greatly alter the course of your season? No. Is he going to help? Yes. But is that what we look, guys, I'll say it to you again, when we were talking about Ivy, Tobias, picks, we were talking about something grander, something bigger. Well, that's done. And now, when you really look at it, okay, someone's got to pick up the slack in the backcourt for 15, 16 minutes. Huerter, he's had productive periods of his career. I don't hate the player. I know a lot of people have no idea because the kid had, played some of his time in Sacramento. Nobody watches that crap. I'm not going to go crazy about it. But again, when you do the athletic report, they're not going to be aggressive. Well, they're not. I mean, Kevin Huerter's just not going to move the needle. And once again, Chicago, just a weird organization.
You ain't lying.
Chicago is such a weird organization, man. Like earlier, I was listening to Doug and Scott. They were reading some report about, Kobe White getting traded. And it's like, okay, you guys just going to keep on rolling, huh? Look, you do what you want. There's not going to be some deep dive at Kevin Huerter. He is what he is at this stage of his career. Again, he's had periods of time. He's been a good three-point shooter. This year is not one of them, I'll tell you that much. Shooting a robust, almost career worst. He's been bad the last 2 years shooting it. Jeez. 31% from deep on 5 threes a game? Good grief. Earlier in his career, he was absolutely a shooter. He had a year of 40% from deep, shooting 7 threes a game, 36, 39, 36, 38, 38. He's been dreadful the last 2 years. Wow.
Yeah,
maybe that's what's in the Chicago water.
I don't know. And Mike, we'll get a ginger for you. So there you go.
Look, man, what do you want me to tell you? I'm not mad. You can add Kevin Huerter if you want, but I don't see, again, is Huerter going to help you a whole lot more than Ivy? Maybe a little. Maybe he could regain some shooting touch. I don't know.
It's the marginal. It's moving in the margins, and that's what this.
What was the other pieces, David? Just real quick. Say it one more time for me.
Dario Saric comes to Detroit.
He's a dead body.
Kevin Huerter comes to Detroit, and they get to swap protected picks this year with Minnesota. So, whatever.
Yeah, and
Ivy and Conley go to Chicago.
Whatever. Okay. Well, there you can react to that, guys. That's exciting. And I don't want to hear about Dario Saric. That's a corpse. That's you literally have traded for a dead body. We'll get your phone calls next. 97.1. Sorry, David threw a piece of paper at me. I didn't realize that was something I had to say to you. I thought it was just David being offensive. If you're thinking about the big game, you're not alone. TV or sound system isn't ready. Now would be a good time to fix that. Upgrade your system. It's not about one game. It's about every game. It's about your quiet time at home, relaxing, enjoying yourself. Paulson's Audio Video, Farmington Hills. They'll help you redesign your setup so it feels like game day every day you're in your man cave. Big game might be the catalyst, but whether it's basketball, it's played in March, since I can't say the actual name, baseball, or anything in between, Paulson's has you covered. They'll design the system, install it, and give you the product support long after install day is gone by. So it's Paulson's Audio Video, your technology partner, Farmington Hills, 248-553-4100, or go to paulsonsav.com. That's paulsonsav.com. All right. And again, could there be more to this trade? It's possible. It doesn't make a lot of sense on surface. Not really interested in the pick swap because, again, for me, I wanted to extract value from Ivy. Kevin Huerter is not that. Now, if he could reclaim his shooting form from 4 or 5 years ago, yes.
I say, but back at the Hawks.
The last couple years, he's been dreadful. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, if by David, what was the last kibble and bit in the deal? There was a pick swap in there.
Pick swap for 2026 first round selection with Minnesota. Yes.
Okay, so it's a swap, but you don't get the pick outright.
It just depends on which is better. Yeah.
Right. So, just not interested. I don't care. Now, if somehow that pick swap has value to someone else and they can spin it into something, maybe. But let's go to the people. Go to Adam, 97.1. Adam, how you doing, bud?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, Adam. Thanks for your patience, man. What's up?
Oh, no problem. I mean, us as fans, all we want our organizations to do is try. Because when you're looking at the Tigers, I mean, the Pistons, I mean, this year, I mean, it's kind of like you said, Mike, that gap year. But with the Red Wings those last 7 years, and then you also have the Tigers, I mean, as an owner and as a GM or president of baseball for the team, like, all we ask you to do is try. Like, we understand that you want to build the farm. Tigers, you have done a good job building the farm. But you have done nothing to do at the trade deadline or in free agency. And also, you are making your top pitcher really angry with this whole situation at hand. So with the Wings, I mean, I just want – so I'm like a hockey elite guy. I love my Wings. I just want the Wings to make a move. Eisman, show me that you can actually, you know, give out a little bit of term and go get the right pieces for this team, because you suck 5-on-5. You're bottom of the league in 5-on-5. Your power play has been lacking the last, you know, week and a half or so. You need another right shot defenseman. And I think where he went wrong was a couple years ago not re-signing Gostisbehere. I think that put him behind the 8 ball a little bit with his defense core.
Well, I mean, look, Adam, I know we're switching gears from the Piston stuff, and that's fine. It's a top 6 forward or a top 4 defenseman. I mean, anything other than that is just back page filler. There needs to be a move of substance. And yeah, last night was their best win all year, right? You answered a bell. Yep. Colorado beat the hell out of you a couple days ago. You go there, you shut them out. Win of the year. That doesn't change. They've been scuffling a little bit lately. It doesn't change that without Evanson, it hasn't quite looked the same. And you're right. From a goal differential standpoint, Adam, they went into last night's game with no goal differential. It was 0. So, yeah, top +6 forward, top 4, top pairing defenseman type guy. Make him. You got to make something of substance. It can't be Craig Smith. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Go to Albert, 97.1. Big Al, what's the word?
What's going on, Mike, Rico? How are you guys?
Good, buddy. What's up?
So, first of all, the Tigers don't even get me started with them. I'm so done with Scott Harris. I'm done with this whole Scooble saga, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
But in terms of the Pistons, I think it just bothers me because I'm not sure, and I'm giving Trajan a little bit of leeway here because it's his first year. But at the same time, what are you exactly waiting for? A player like Michael Porter Jr., you can get for an expiring contract with Tobias Harris, and he makes $26 million this year. And Jaden Ivey, who I know you just traded, but if you package those two guys and a pick or two, you get Michael Porter Jr., a guy that's shooting 40% from 3 on 8 attempts per game and averaging 25 points. That guy literally slots into your starting lineup and gives you a secondary scoring option behind Cade Cunningham, and a guy that actually can score in half-court offense when the playoffs call for that. I don't understand what this team is looking for. And I'm not mad about the Jaren Jackson thing. I'm not too high on Jaren Jackson. But like you guys said, it's the principle of showing aggression and showing that you're serious about winning a championship, whether it's a Trey Murphy, Jaren Jackson, Michael Porter, one of those guys. I don't know what this team is waiting for.
Like the Michael Porter Jr. move, that's interesting because it's not a superstar. And you can poke holes in his game. But if you bring him into a place, look, he played for a winner. Let's be clear. He played for the Denver Nuggets, who are a winner.
Won a chip, yeah.
You bring him here with that three-point shooting at the volume that he takes them, the ability to be a bulk scorer, and what's the opportunity cost? You know, that's a move that's not a superstar, but I'd be totally happy with it.
And that's what bothers me is that, like, we're not asking for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We're not asking for any of that. We're asking for moves that actually move the needle for this team and give Cade some actual space to run pick and roll with Durant. Because if you guys watch the games this year, it's a lot harder to run the pick and roll when you're playing with Duncan Robinson, who can space the floor, and then it's Asar Thompson and Ron Holland. Like, I'm sorry, but Ron Holland is not going to develop into a 25-point-per-game scorer. So let's get something for a Jaden Ivey who's gone now, but somebody that can actually contribute to winning, especially in half-court offense like the playoffs need.
Yeah, and that's all we've brought up is there are very few guys in the league that I know can close out a playoff series. Very few. I mean, you get into the Luka category there. Look, Cade has to show he can be that guy. Cade is awesome, but closeouts haven't exactly been his specialty. He needs help. And that to me is, if I look at the big picture and I go, all right, well, is that help going to happen internally or externally? Probably external. That's not a shot. This team's got a lot of nice players. They play together. They care about each other, but they don't have another guy that's going to be ready anytime soon to be Cade's running mate. They don't.
Yeah. Especially for this year, it has to be external because I don't see it internal. Now, maybe down the line, yeah, you'll have somebody who can become that second guy, but take advantage of the now. And that's you're going to have to do through a trade. Just how I see it.
248-539-9797. We got a lot of people who want to talk, and we're happy to do that. We will get to you guys. Just bear with us, okay? Sit tight. We'll get to everybody. And, yeah, we're going to mix in some Tiger conversation because we have more audio. And The Athletic gave a grade for their offseason. Now, I'm not going to give you a grade. You're going to give me the grade. I want to know what you think of your baseball team as we head towards arbitration day tomorrow. I hate the fact that we even have to talk that way. Whatever they do or don't pay Scooble, should, as Ken Rosenthal said, it should be immaterial to their pursuit of getting better. So, yeah, super, super fired up for that. All right, this year's winter conditions are no joke. This is a pretty bad winter. Whether it is the ice, the whiteouts, or you just, I don't know, you fall on your head in a parking lot. David Feminino gets it. If you've been injured in an accident or a slip and fall, you need to call David. Been an attorney in Michigan for over 30 years. He's helped thousands of people pick up the pieces after an accident. So call David right now at 855-65-CRASH or go to that website, getdavid.getpaid.com. That's getdavid.getpaid.com. All right, we'll get back to the people momentarily. But being that it is Super Bowl week, Lord knows I'm thankful we're not there. And I wish
You don't want to be on Radio Row.
Radio Row is what I imagine hell to be in the afterlife. If an afterlife exists, it would be a permanent on-fire Radio Row, and you're stuck in it.
You don't want to talk to this guy with his book deal.
No,
Yeah,
I
I've
don't.
been there.
Or Dhani Jones selling wooden bow ties. I'm not interested. David, the music, please.
It is Super Bowl week, so I'm going to give you some numbers. I will not have you guess anything because there's no way you're going to guess anything that I have here. But let's start with the New England
Pretty
Patriots.
sure he just called us stupid. Just want to throw that out there.
You'll understand it as we go through it. Start with the New England Patriots here. The number 7 for them is significant because if the Patriots win, they'll become the first ever franchise with 7 Super Bowl wins, surpassing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You really don't think I had that one in the bag?
That one may have been the only one you could have guessed based on everything else I have here.
Well, I tell you, with teammates like him, who needs enemies? Okay.
Well, then you want to guess? I'll give you a number.
No.
New England Patriots.
Nope.
The number 12.
I'm not playing your game. It's Tom Brady's number.
Of course it is, but it has nothing to do with this right now. He's not playing on Sunday.
Whoa.
The amount, is it the amount of Super Bowl appearances?
The times Robert Kraft went to the spa.
Rico, you are correct. It is New England's 12th Super Bowl appearance.
Oh,
They will have participated in 20% of all the Super Bowls ever played.
Remarkable.
You know what? Get Steve Grogan out there to flip the coin.
Remarkable. 12 Super Bowls. Let's check that Lions hotline.
The number 41. No way you're going to get this one here, so I'll just give it to you here. A New England win would also be the franchise's 41st playoff victory.
Hold on. Just real quick. Rico and I aren't even given an opportunity. There's no way you're going to get this. So here's the deal. No, you're right. If you don't give us 10 seconds to think about
The
I
number
told
41,
you I wasn't going to throw them out and have you guess.
This is all New England based, so
This one is. This section of it is,
Okay.
yes.
All right, let's go.
I will move over to the Seattle Seahawks. I forgot you have that over there, Kenny. The Seattle Seahawks, I'll give you a chance. 4.
their 4th Super Bowl appearance.
Since the turn of the century, yes. They are tying which NFC team with that number?
Not the Lions. For this century, Chiefs.
He said
NFC.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I'm stupid. All right. NFC team for this century. How about?
I'll give you a hint.
Rams.
Wait, I was just going to say the Rams.
No.
Okay, we're both stupid again. Go ahead.
You can go back to last year's Super Bowl. It is the Philadelphia Eagles. They also have 4. So, with a win, they would join Philly, the Giants, and Tampa with the only 4 NFC teams with multiple Super Bowl wins since the turn of the century.
I just want the Lions to have one in any century.
They don't have an appearance.
Ever.
They don't have anything.
We good.
I'm going to give you the number 3. This is related to the Seahawks as well.
Russell Wilson.
He's included in this
Okay.
because of this number. I'll just give it to you.
All right.
Seattle becomes just the second franchise this century to make a Super Bowl with 3 different quarterback and head coach combination.
Good call. Hasselbeck, Wilson,
Yep.
and Ginger Jesus.
Yep.
Put
And
some
then the head
respect on
coaches
his
were
name.
Sam Darnold.
the head coaches were Holmgren,
Pete
Carroll,
Carroll.
and McDonald. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we go to this.
Forgot
You'll love
about
this
Mike
one.
Holmgren.
You'll love this one. This relates to Sam Darnold. Number 5.
Teams he's played for.
Correct.
Yes.
He has played for 5 different NFL
You know what?
teams.
No, he's not smart enough to get that.
And
Yeah,
he's-
I'm too stupid.
He's just the 3rd quarterback to start a Super Bowl for his 5th or more team.
Wow, how many others did it?
He's just the 3rd quarterback, so it's 3 quarterbacks that have done that. I don't have the list of who.
Oh.
Because it's way back.
Okay, because Me
Right,
being
'cause I
stupid,
was-
it takes me a second to have the
that is
synapses
not
fire.
what I said.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, number 9. This is just overall here.
Number 9.
You're probably, we'll see.
Kenneth Walker.
No. Super Bowl rematches.
No.
Good angle.
I like how you're just naming names.
I'm stupid.
So in their last 5 games, the Patriots have surrendered just 9 points per outing. And then I'm going to do my best, Kelvin Shepard, with the next one here. In their last 5 games, excluding the Rams, the Seahawks have also surrendered just 9 points
If
per
you
outing.
take out
If you
all
take
the
out the
points in
Rams,
that
yes.
game,
Right. If you take away Stafford's big game,
right, take away the one non-dead body they played. Listen,
Let's go with, this is also just overall
for
here.
both, for overall meaning both teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Let's go betting section here for overall teams here. This is the first Super Bowl matchup since 1981 between teams who had preseason Super Bowl odds at 50-1 or longer.
I mean, it's fair when you just look at the point he made about the Patriots. Most of those, they're a preseason favorite. Then you look at the known commodities, whether it was Tampa with Tom Brady, whether it was anything Philadelphia, whether it was the Chiefs. You start to add up these Super Bowls, it doesn't leave space for a matchup of 2 long shots.
Right.
Usually there's a
Correct.
known commodity in there.
Patriots worst to first, and Seahawks weren't picked to win their division. So, no, I can see that.
So this one includes both teams. The number 3. The number 3.
Russell Wilson,
No.
with no hint. What the hell are we supposed
The
to
number
guess?
Super Bowl winners. The number 3. Super Bowl winners. That is the number of Super Bowl winners on each squad.
Never would have gotten it.
So Cooper Kupp, Ernest Jones, and Cam Akers won with the Rams.
Cam Akers.
He's still playing?
Yeah.
Well, he's like Dario Saric. Like he's in the league, but he's not actually in the league.
And then for the Patriots, you have Carlton Davis, who won with the Bucks. Mac Hollins won with the Eagles, Philly special year.
Yep.
And Milton Williams won with the Eagles last year.
Carlton Davis didn't get one here?
No, he
dare you.
got the 15-2 banner. They give you a ring pop for one of those.
No, you get a ring for that.
Shop Zedarius.
So, guys, I hope you had fun with numbers.
Yeah,
there
we
for the
did,
Super
considering
Bowl.
we're just a couple of idiots. That was pretty good, David.
I
Way to go
just, it was very random.
Way to go there, Spank.
things.
All right.
That is Super Bowl 97-1.
Brought to you by Mastercraft Heating. Brought to you by Mastercraft Heating and Cooling. According to multiple reports, the Pistons have traded away former first-round pick Jaden Ivey to the Bulls in a 3-team deal, also including the Timberwolves. Detroit will receive Kevin Huerter, who's mostly come off the bench this year, scoring 11 points per game while shooting 31% from three, which is well below his career numbers. Dario Saric heading to Detroit. He was just traded in the Schroeder deal. He's only played 5 games in the NBA this season. Pistons are swapping protected 2026 first-round picks with Minnesota from 1 to 19. Pistons athletic beat writer Hunter Patterson shared the following earlier what he's hearing about the trade deadline approach in general. Quote, it appears unlikely the Pistons will make any major moves before the deadline rather than making calls to gauge the value of its own players. Detroit is doing its due diligence and answering incoming inquiries, end quote. Patterson also says the team is not engaged trade discussions about Tobias Harris specifically. Asar Thompson was just named the Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Month. Pistons star Jalen Duren has accepted an invitation to compete in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest as well. Duren and the Pistons will host Denver tonight. Karis LeVert will return. Hear the 7 o'clock tip right here on 97.1. The first blockbuster deal also official earlier today. Grizzlies star Jaren Jackson Jr. plus some of his teammates are heading to the Jazz. The return, Walter Clayton, Taylor Hendricks, and others. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Hour number 2, nice to have you, and we're going to go straight to the phones. I'll just give you the cliff notes. Statewide, I know we don't have Jeremy's updates in there. Jaden Ivey got traded, and it's not what I think anybody hoped or wanted. You get Kevin Huerter. The problem is Kevin Huerter has been terrible from deep the last 2 years. We started the day with the athletic report that the Pistons were simply not going to do anything of note at the deadline. And I think this has a chance. Look, I'm not going to pan anything. Maybe the change of scenery will help Huerter. Maybe playing with better teammates, you get more open looks, you convert more of those. But look, is there a chance this is a net negative? Yeah, because he's not as good of a ball player as Jaden Ivey. But Ivey was out of runway. You're not going to pay him next year. It's the same thing with Tobias. Like, we want the Pistons to make a move to take a step forward here. And I don't think this is that. I'm not going to yell about it. There's no purpose to that. I just feel like they rearranged deck furniture. It's still the same Adirondack chairs. They're just facing a different direction. So that's what we're rapping about. And yes, it was in the context of what is it about our teams here? Why do we always have to read the same report, whether it's the Lions, the Wings, the Pistons, the Tigers? Yeah, they're not going to be aggressive at the deadline. Nah, they're not going to be aggressive at this. No, they're quite content where they are. Why is that our headline here in Detroit always? And that's kind of where and then now naturally people are reacting to the trade. And you're welcome to.
They are, Mike, and it looks like now the Pistons will have about $48 million of expiring contracts at the end of the year.
Great. For a free agency market, that is poop. Now, you can take money back in trades. Maybe you wait till summer to make trades. You may wait till draft night. That's all well and good, Rico. But I really believe this team, they've got something to them. And therefore, let's push the rev limiter a little bit more now. Mm-hmm. Would love to see a Michael Porter Jr. I'm not going to scream and yell about Lowry Mark. I've wanted Markkanen for 2 years. Well, guess what? Now they just added Jaren Jackson. I think the next thing to look for if you like the NBA is Ja Morant maybe to Minnesota. Because that just feels weird that Minnesota didn't get a guard in this deal. Something's wrong here.
Shipped 2 guards. Yeah, 2 guards went to Chicago. They got nothing.
That tells you Kobe White is on the move, which again, hashtag Chicago weird. You know, he's averaging almost 20 a game, but they don't want to pay him. So he'll go somewhere. Mm-hmm. So to the people we go. Yeah. Is that did we cover everything there?
Yeah, but it looks like Michael Porter Jr., I guess, would be the final card of the person that you would want to bring in because he's really the only one left. So.
Yeah, again, shooting almost 40% from 3 and shooting a high volume of them. His length, there's a pedigree of playing with a winner, accountability. Yeah, I think that's a very minor risk. And what am I giving up? I don't care. Because for a Michael Porter Jr., you're not giving up any of your players.
No.
You'd give up a couple of picks, and I'm okay with that. But whatever. Go to Juan, 97.1. Juan, what's good?
What's up, fellas? What's going on? First of all, I'd like to say I'm with you guys, man. I'm kind of pissed at all the organizations and like they just leave us dead at the deadline and just trying to get peed off. But I gotta have a little defense for the Pistons, and the reason why I would defend Trajan a little bit in this organization is because if you look at the last 5 champions, and I'm not saying we up the caliber as Golden State, Boston, Milwaukee, OKC, but neither one of those guys made a major move at the deadline either. For whatever that's worth, none of the last 5 champions made any big splash at the deadline. And once again, like I said, they might have been a little more established than us.
Little.
But they didn't. Yeah, I mean, I look at the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm agreeing with you, Mike. Trust me, I want to make a move bad because I remember the day Rashid got traded to the Pistons and how he put us on top.
Yep.
That was beautiful. I mean, Mark Aguirre, me personally, I don't think he put us that much. Adrian Danley was a great player, but Rashid definitely. So, yes, I can look at a Michael Porter Jr. trade being something like a Rashid Wallace trade.
Yeah.
But I'm just defending Trajan because I don't think he deserved to be on the hot seat like that.
No one,
so
and no one's putting him there. I don't think any
Right.
reasonable person uses those terms. And I don't think
right.
I don't think anybody. Look, the Wings were the closest to that conversation if they didn't perform this year. They are performing. Now, go ahead and backslide out of the playoffs here in the month of March like you normally do. That'll be different. But no, there's no hot seat. I just think we can talk about it and go, look, we all like this team. They've taken a major step forward the last year and a half, but they need help, Juan. And I'm glad you said what you said is, yeah, we don't stack up with those previous championship teams. And my whole point is, look, if the right player isn't there at the deadline, that's why you don't hear me yelling and going ranting and raving about it. I'm also numb to it because I don't remember the last time one of our local teams did step forward and really acted. Like think about it. We're going to talk Tigers a little later today. And again, not the meanie pants at 97.1, just more national reporting. Someone basically just saying they didn't get any damn better. And the Athletic, I guess I must have missed if the Athletic has an axe to grind with the blessed Tigers. They gave you a C+ for an offseason. Like,
That was very generous, by the way.
probably, but the whole reality is the customer base in this town is getting used. It's not good enough to be good. Fans want a parade. Fans want it all. Now, look, I understand, and I've always said this with Scott Harris, right? The sins of Avila or the fact that the Tigers haven't won a World Series since '84, that's not Scott Harris's fault. Just like it's not Trajan Langdon's fault that the Pistons haven't won a playoff series in 20 years, okay? But it is their problem. Your job is to fix that. So that's what I want more of, is let's fix the problem. Like if I'm Trajan, I've inherited it. This town is thirsting for someone to step forward. Look at what the Lions did, Rico. The Lions simply won a bunch of meaningless regular season games and became kings of earth before they crashed out. They won 2 playoff games, something that in real NFL cities, that's not a fart in the wind. But here, we're chanting the quarterback's name in the grocery store.
These are facts.
The Pistons show a pulse, and now LCA is popping. The fans are dying for more.
Yeah.
And the teams, as you said to start, just don't seem willing to give it to them.
No, it's like the fans want more from the teams than management and the teams want for themselves. And that's where the frustrating thing comes from, because you see it and you're like, man, we're so close. If we could just add this piece. And look, guys, don't get it wrong. I don't think that Jaren Jackson was the end-all, be-all, but I thought that he fit the core. He would have fit the culture here in Detroit. As far as defense, with him and Duran out on the court at the same time, they're blocking shots. They're doing all types of things. They're getting rebounds, and it would help you get to the NBA Finals, plain and simple. And you would have him for a little bit of time. He just wouldn't be this one-year rental. So you could build around and still keep getting better, and you probably could have still kept some of your young players that you were hoping to develop.
Let's go to Raymond, 97.1. Ray, what's good, man? How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm a little disappointed in you, Mike.
Why?
And it's not from anything you said today. Just the shotgun drop that you guys had the other day made me really laugh, and you're very apprehensive to it. It's just such a savage drop.
I just thought it was a little much, but I had to, end my time with caller E. I just thought that was a little salacious.
Hey, E, pull.
Stop it.
So great. But, I mean, there's really not much to add in this conversation that hasn't already been said by, other callers. I'm not, this guy that's, very knowledgeable when it comes to NBA basketball. So I'm not going to tell you this, one guy or another guy is going to, put the Pistons over the top. But, as another caller said, we just want to see the Pistons not only try, but show belief in their team that, they can actually go to the NBA Finals if they found the right piece. And we'd all get right behind it. Now, if the cost is going to be too much, and sure, we definitely don't want to give up, that much. But it's kind of like what we've been asking the Lions to do with Aiden Hutchinson. Find another defensive end that could invest in Aiden Hutchinson and free up some of those double teams. And here I'm staring at, Cade Cunningham, and he just gets, double teamed quite a bit, and he's, good facilitator. Don't get me wrong, but he needs help. He needs somebody to be able to distribute the ball to. And sure, Duran's a great inside guy, but he needs one more guy to just kind of put that final touch, kind of like what Rasheed did, back in 2004.
It's players. It's a player that you can run a play for. It's a player that you can clear out for, right? And look, Duran has blossomed into a very nice player, but you're never running a play for him, ever. Like, if you're going to close out a game or close a series, Cade needs help. And that's what we're looking for. Like, if Cade is your version of Jokic, well, Jokic can close you out. But, you're looking for your Jamal Murray. You're looking for your Robin. And, maybe. But here's the problem. Raymond, I can't sell you a dream because based on the reporting from The Athletic, they're not even calling other teams. They're sitting back and simply answering their voicemail. That's not the mindset of a team that's going to do something that any of us are going to look at and go, hey, that's big time. Thumbs up.
Yeah, and even if we were to make the NBA Finals, are we beating OKC? Not at all. Not with the current construction of the team.
No, I mean, look, sports is funny. Anything can happen, right? But no, I mean, on paper, you'd be a prohibitive underdog. And I know what people are going to say. Well, so was Indiana. They got to Game 7. Who won the NBA championship? Not Indiana. So, it would be the same type of thing. Like, you would go into that series and you would be a decided underdog, which, hell, that's fine. You're in the NBA Finals. My point is, with an addition, you might be able to go to war with that team because you're going to check people. You're going to guard people. You're going to play with an intensity very few teams bring. And that's a weapon. But whatever. If they don't want it, not my money. Whatever you want.
And to the previous caller's point about other teams that didn't make deals, I know they had Jokic and they had Murray, but Denver did make a trade for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was a big piece of that championship.
After having Michael Porter Jr., after having Jamal Murray, after having Jokic, let's add more. What a novel concept.
You're not allowed to do that. You know what? Don't dare to be great. Good is just good enough.
Crazy.
Funny how that works.
Man, must be all that weed in Denver. All right, time out. Stop ignoring the cold and go to Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Electrical. Do a complete furnace checkup. Make sure it's running properly and safely. And right now, it's only $79. That's $30 off the regular price. You can call today. Spots do fill up quickly, though. Obviously, people need the help. Mastercraft also does plumbing, electrical, generators, all at discounted prices. So do it now. It's mastercraftheating.com. That's mastercraftheating.com. All right, David. Hey, David, how about we check the text communications?
You know what? I'm so proud of you.
Dude, I'm trying.
You got that right because we're not that smart.
No. But it's 20 years of calling it one thing, and now we don't call it that no more.
You called it once today, but you know what? You were
I know.
passionate.
I'm trying.
We'll let that.
David?
Jacob in Minnesota says a small piece of me blames this on Cade. He's the leader of this team. He should be asking for more. Instead, he's happy playing with his guys.
Nah, I
Can't do that yet.
I don't want to be rude, but come on, man. Like, he's not LeBron James. I don't think he's storming into the owner's office.
You storm into the owner's office when you got rangs.
Right.
When you can do, that's when, you know,
Or you're close to it and they absolutely do nothing.
Yeah.
I think Cade's been a really good soldier.
Yes.
And Cade brings it every night, and he's always going to take up for his teammates. I think I'd have a bigger issue if Cade was somehow flaming this team, demanding trades, and they're number one in the East.
Yeah, it feels more like Stafford when he was here, where he was the main piece, but he was never going to go in there and demand.
Hey, now look,
anything.
couple years into this new deal, then maybe we're getting somewhere. I think it's a little early for us to play the Cade needs to demand more card. Go ahead, Dave.
Entirely underwhelming trade for Detroit. Trajan barely dipped his toe in the water. Will not move the needle to compete for the East.
No, it's a nothing burger. And again, if this was Herter of 5 years ago, I could make more sense of it. But it's not. When a guy has had the last 2 seasons shooting sub 32% from deep, that's a sample size now. And Herter's a guy that takes 6 of them a game. I would have liked more for Ivy, clearly. Did you improve your pick a little bit with the swap? Okay. Overall, no. This is moving mashed potatoes around.
I think right now they're sitting at 22, so yeah.
Look, the problem I still have is there's going to be situations. I got to close out a game. Am I relying on Duncan Robinson? Am I relying on Karis LeVert? Relying on Asur? Ron Hall? Who am I relying on to close a series out, not named Cade? 4.5 to go. Cade's getting blitzed in a double, and now player X has to score 7 straight points.
Kick it out to UT.
I hate you. I just wanted to say that with a straight face. Let's go to Adam, 97.1. Adam, how you doing, boss?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, Adam.
So, first off, I live out in Utah, but I'm not a Jazz fan. I am a Pistons fan. But I because of living out here, I do watch the Jazz a little bit closer. And I had a thought come to my mind when I learned about the trade when I got off work. So I don't think very highly of the Utah Jazz as a franchise, and I think it's fair to say a lot of people don't. I think they've been openly tanking and showing their ass while doing it the last few years. But the fact that that franchise, which has had little to no success, was willing to take a bigger risk and go get a player that was perfect for the Pistons before the Pistons, I think it's kind of damning to where Detroit is at as a sports city right now, where I feel like if Trajan doesn't do anything in the next 2 days of substance, he's just cementing his place at the Coney, like Rico talks about. And it's sad. It's got me to the point that I can't even be angry anymore. Like I'm just depressed and tired, you know?
That's right. I mean, Adam, I said it earlier, like tongue in cheek, but like these teams kind of make you not want to do this for a living. And the only difference is, okay, I show up to work and do this. We're all sports fans. The equivalent is it makes you not want to bother. Because ultimately, if you're not in it to win it, then what the hell am I doing with my time? You know, being good is just good enough to get you to spend your money. But there's no return on good. There's only a return on great.
Yeah, and I talk to, Jazz and Mammoth fans out here all the time where, Utahns are just so happy to have professional sports teams. And I'm like, dude, do you guys never dream of, a parade down State Street or, a big friggin' parade route around the Delta Center? Fans here don't think about that. But I look at Detroit as a different city where, every team aside from the Lions has won something.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how, we're not holding these teams accountable. It's gotten to the point, like I said, I would give up too if I was in your position because it's when is it going to change? Dude, I can't get through one day without thinking of the quote, "We're good," and now the Pistons are could easily make a run at the finals if they do something, and I just don't see it happening. And I'm not even mad because I prepared myself. For the reality that they're probably not going to do something.
They can still get there. That's not what any of this conversation is about. It's about, how do I make that path more sure? How do I, if I get there, how do I give myself the best ability to compete once I get there? That's what it's about. And Adam, I want to just expand on something he said, and I don't know if you agree, Rico. But, when he's complaining about Utah fans and how they don't think that way, I don't know that fans here think that way. I don't know that fans in most cities do, because I feel like it's almost like a psyop that's gone on the last 10 years, where the older fans like me and you and David, the more passionate, old school, championship or bust fan, is being replaced by, for lack of a better term, daiquiri guy. The fan that is a social media fan, a highlight fan. The sport is a social event. It's not a game. It's a chance to take a picture on your whatever idiotic platform you're on. I don't know that fans here even think that way anymore. The teams have realized, unless you're in a place like Philly or New York, 99% of these fans just want to be good.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right, because the hardcore fans were the people going down to LCA when the team wasn't good, and they showed up anyway, and they had no business being there. But they just love basketball. They love Pistons, and they like watching the game. Then they started winning, and you're right. Now it's filled up. Now good luck trying to get a ticket, and it's an event. It's a place to be. A place to be seen.
Well, and that's been the model of sports, is that your stadium wasn't that important years ago. Now, through the grace of publicly funded stadiums, these are event spaces and multi-use. I just feel like fans are changing, the industry's changing. If I were just starting right now, I wouldn't have made it. My brand and the way I do things, the way I did things at age 24, now I'm 45. If I just started that now, no, I wouldn't have made it, because I don't think the customer base thinks the way that anymore. I don't.
That's a good point, because I think the way it's set up now, that most teams have a shelf life of about 4 to 5 years. Yeah. And then after that, it's over, and you move on to something else. And maybe you wait until the team gets good again and you jump back on. I remember I used to like this team a few years ago. Oh, they're good again? Oh, well, let me go dust off the old hoodie and put it back on.
Yeah.
So, but whereas we grew up, it was that's your team. And that's going to be your team.
But you also, it's like family business. Just because someone's family doesn't mean you don't get into it once in a while. They're your team, but damn it, it's on you to perform. You're playing with my time, my emotion, my money. That used to be the fan viewpoint. I don't know if it's that way anymore now, because, look, I feel like now people want to defend these teams more.
But see, I think it was like that even going to the 20 years ago, the going to work Pistons. I mean, the place sold out, and it was like we got the attendance, and look at all that. We keep selling out. Most of those fans were there because the Pistons were good and because they were on the cusp of winning it all. And you know what you could say? I was there when they beat this team. I was there when they beat LeBron. I was there when Chauncey hit the big shot.
I was different. After 06, it was over to me. And I would get in wars with people. Well, what do you mean? Why are you saying this? They're in the Eastern Conference. Right, but you have no shot once you get there. So, at least they were making the ECF every year. I mean, right here, right now, you have teams. Wings haven't made it in 7 years. There's still an army of defenders. The Tigers haven't won the World Series in 42, haven't been to a World Series in 13, probably 14 this year. The Lions have never been, Brad Botts, and the Pistons haven't won a playoff series in 2 decades. And the discourse, while not exclusively this, we're getting enough of, don't you dare trade Tobias. We're getting enough of, this team's perfect as it is, we're good, culture. It's such a weird thing to sit here every day and hear it. And I'm going, guys, I've been here the whole time. Mm-hmm. They haven't won a playoff series in 2 decades.
Let me give you a different spin on that. I see where you're coming, but you know what? I'll give.
That's fine. No, we're good. We're here till 6. I mean, what the hell are we gonna do?
I thought you
248.
were leaving. I'm glad you decided to stick it out, buddy. This show would not be the same without you.
Oh, who cares? 248-539-97.
You got a new coach. You got John Harbaugh.
It's perfect.
Hey, when Team USA is on, you could almost see it. It's the moment it almost happens, that spark when a kid starts believing they could be next. Now, with Xfinity, they can't guarantee that. But they can guarantee something that's just as important. Your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So while your kid is ordering new gear online, streaming highlight reels, or video chatting with coaches, your Xfinity internet price won't budge. And who knows? By the time the next Olympic Winter Games roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll still be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi. 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years, a $10.99 a month value. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. To get started, visit Xfinity.com or just drop into an Xfinity store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with a store bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Sorry. I know the Jeremy Otto drop is gratuitous, but it's funny.
It is.
I do have some Tiger stuff for you a little later. I'm going to play some audio from someone who doesn't work at 97.1 who says team didn't get any damn better. But it's really about what you guys want to grade, because I think it fits perfectly. Rico's going to give a spin on this Pistons thing, but I just want to foreshadow Tiger talk. Look, man, we started the day with the athletic report that the Pistons weren't going to do anything aggressive. Basically, they're not even making phone calls. They're just going to sit and listen. Then they make this Jaden Ivey deal, which I'm not going to offer some crazy opinion. Do I like it? Not particularly. I mean, the old Kevin Huerter, yeah, I could make sense of it, but he's been bad for a couple of years now. So either the water in Chicago's bad or he's gone bad. Bottom line is this move on paper doesn't look like it's helping you get any better. So then we started talking about, well, why is that headline what we're always fed for all four of our pro teams? No, we're good. No, you know what? They're not going to be a buyer at the deadline. They're not going to push their chips to the table, etc. And how is that impacting your relationship with your team? Now, Rico, you wanted to offer a spin on I said, look, I think the marketplace is changing, and I think most teams, unless they are owned by a true fan, most teams know what they can get away with. That's just my jaded 25 years doing this belief.
I think most teams know what they can get away with, Mike, but I think the people that you're engaging with, let me give you a different spin on that. What if you're just talking to old school fan who still just really believes in their team, who still sees, you know what, if we could just keep this core together for a couple of more seasons, they'll actually be good. Because I don't think the casual fan cares enough to get into that type of debate with you. But more so, these are the hardcore Piston fan or hardcore Lions fans who, you know what, this has to happen before I die. And I think that we have enough, and they see things through Honolulu blue or red, white, and blue or red and white colored glasses or, blue and orange glasses. Like, they see things for what they want to see. I get what you're saying. I do think that most of the fan base now is just kind of when the team is good, I'm going to buy in. When the team is out, I'm just going to dip out and go do something else.
Yeah, I think it's people don't really get angry at their own team anymore.
No. You get frustrated.
Yeah, but again, in the same breath, let me be fair. I think fans are right there with the Tigers. There's a lot of discontent.
Okay. That's after tomorrow. My biggest thing is, how do you walk back everything that has happened since the end of last season up until arbitration?
Well, I think you'll probably get a round of reporting. Scooble's such a competitor. He'll focus and lock in. But for me, I don't know, man.
I mean, it's kind of hard when somebody comes out and tells you, they're going to have to say every negative thing about him.
Look, I think it's a storyline the rest of the year. Okay. Like, I don't think you're going to escape it. Whether that negatively impacts the team or not, I can't speak to that. It's certainly not going to help you. That just defies logic. So yeah, the fact that, perfect example, Tigers have Scooble. I've never knocked them for not signing him. I don't like the way they've handled this. I would have traded him. But if we were going to keep him, let's go all in within reason. And let's give this our best shot. And they absolutely have not done that. And it's not just me saying it. And if you don't like me, you can go to John Paul Morosi. And if you hate John Paul Morosi because he's Italian, fine, we'll throw him in the garbage.
Everybody loves him.
And then we'll go over to Ken Rosenthal. And you go, well, he's an idiot who wears a bow tie. All right, we'll throw him in the garbage.
Fair.
Then we'll do all the reporting from the New York papers. The point I'm making is nobody likes what you've done. And then if you hate human beings, cool. We're going to use math and an abacus. Fangraphs says you're an 83-win team.
Now you're letting facts get in the way.
But you're running out of people or machinery to hate.
I think they still have one out. They got one out. And you have about 24 hours. And then you're going to lose this. Hail Mary.
Win the arbitration.
No. Come up with a deal, and you never let it get to arbitration.
You're done.
You got 24 hours.
How about how sick this is? Like, I heard Doug and Scott talking about this, and I kind of barfed. You have to root against your two-time Cy Young Award-winning pitcher. You have to root for open alienation of said player. Hope he gets effed. Then that'll somehow create the $13 million for you to go and get a player. Instead of, who cares about the ARB? 19 or 32, it doesn't matter. We have Scooble, and you go add the player. You'll make up the money in the long term.
And that's why, you know what, somehow convinced Scott Boras, here's $25 million. Let's just end this foolishness. And you only have to make up an extra $5 to go get that other player.
They could have easily come in with that offer, and they probably win the ARB.
I know.
But they didn't. And again, they're going to blame Boras, saying he didn't want to negotiate. Wah, wah, wah. The whole point is it didn't have to get here. And if he wasn't going to negotiate, and your offseason was going to be dictated by an arbitration, Rico, then you should have traded the player.
But maybe what was that place that has that melted lava cake in Phoenix that you sent me to go get a piece of? It's a fancy restaurant.
Mastro's?
Yes.
Their deal's the butter cake.
Yeah, the butter cake. Meet there, hammer this thing out. We don't want to go here. We don't want to look bad. How about we don't have to say bad things
Just
about you.
meet down at the Houstons at Ford Field.
You're going to be a problem.
Rico, I hear
All right,
you.
to the people.
David,
It's too late.
David, you got 24 hours, man.
It's too late, bro.
Let it. Just stop him, but in the hotel lobby. Hey, Scoops, wait. Let me buy you a candy bar. Let's talk for a second. Okay, I tried.
Let's go to Tom, 97.1. Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Mike. Rico, how are you guys doing?
Excellent, pal. What's on your mind?
So, Rico mentioned old school, and I'm going to take it back to like mid-'90s with the Pistons. I think Cade is looking more and more like Grant Hill. And I guess Duran, Steele, Ratliff, and, Ivy was like top 5 pick, and he's gone now. And that's the thing about that trade. I just really don't like it. He was more productive than Herter was on like the minutes restriction. And I just think, we're really caught up with the regular season record where we're at. But if you look at the team that Bickerstaff coached before, I feel like it was kind of a repeat with Cleveland, where they had that great regular season record, but they couldn't really do anything in the playoffs. And if you look at what Cleveland's going to do right now, potentially with the trade, if he's bringing in Harden, it reminds me of when we played the Rockets and they had Durant. Like, we're not the Thunder model with that kind of team being built, but we're not the Rockets where we can have someone like another superstar.
Right.
So I don't really know where we're at. I think we're just sort of good regular season team, like when the Raptors were good and they couldn't get it done until they got Kawhi. Like, until something like that happens, I think we're stuck in the 90s. The Knicks are good, and here we are.
Yeah, Tom, I don't want to disrespect this group because what they're doing is awesome. But I do want to be fair about something. I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't think the Pistons were trying to recreate, history, recreate nostalgia. I mean, this is a team that doesn't shoot it that well from the outside. That defense and intensity is their brand. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've seen that movie before. The problem is, look, you still need another star. Like OKC being the model, that Sam Presti built it, and he had his one big trade to get SGA. Then they get Jalen Williams and Chet, and they do the right things, but they play defense. They have their superstar. They got a couple of Robins that can fill the gaps. The point is, you need your Jalen Williams. You need your star. You need other options. And Tom, to your point, I don't know where they're getting those people. If you're not going to make a trade now, all right, well, then this season becomes the free roll. I think that's a mistake because the East is as open as it'll ever be. It will not be this easy next year. And then you get into summer where the free agent crop is terrible. You can go look. And then now, okay, what are we doing? A summer trade. Look, they got to do something. If not now, then they got to do it this summer because there is no second star coming from this roster. Not in near term. That's not fair to Ron Holland to say, okay, you had your 1 year, now go. That's not how it works. All right, good talk, Tom. 248-539-9797. I thought Tom had something there.
I thought he was going to say something too.
But I like his call. I was just trying to give him more time, and Tom wasn't having it. All right, start your year and drive Moran Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer. 2 years in a row, in fact. How do they do it? Service. Right now, GM employees and immediate family members lease a 26 Trax LT, $299 a month, $999 down. Or GM employees and immediate family members lease a 26 Equinox LT, $299 a month, $999 down. Straightforward, no runaround, no BS. And they offer free loaners when you schedule a certified service appointment. Shop online anytime, MoranExpress.com, or stop by on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. It's Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Right back to the people. Busy day. Jaden Ivey traded. I don't want to do a straw man here. No one's screaming and yelling about it, but I don't think anyone supports it either. Like, wait, you traded him for what? And this was, look, I said it then, so I have a right to say it now. This is why you needed him gone in the summer. There was never going to be a scenario where he was going to play 40 minutes a night and blossom and be able to fit with Cade in a way that you were going to pay him moving forward. That's the issue I take with the organization. This should have been done in summer. Now, instead of making him a part of a bigger, more brazen trade, you move potatoes around the plate. For a player who hasn't been any good in a couple of years, and Kevin Huerter, shout out Red Velvet Cake, the point is, it's not making you better. Now, if he rediscovers his shooting stroke from 4 or 5 years ago, we can talk. But, man, when you've put 2 years of bad data out there at about 30, 31%, Rico, what am I supposed to say? It's not negativity. It's numbers.
No. He's on the decline. But as you said, maybe coming to a new team, new scenery, a team in the hunt, that maybe you can go back to that old Huerter.
Right, but the point is when you trade for quality, you have a level of assurances. Yeah. See, what we're doing is hope casting.
No, I don't know why, because it's not a great free agent class. But, yeah, with this trade now, with Tobias and these two deals, you have about $48 million of expiring deals.
Perfect. You're going to hand it all to Duran.
Okay.
Sorry. 248-539, and it has happened. All right, let's go to John, 97.1. Johnny, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for the call, pal. What's good?
I'm in the same boat. I just, as a longtime fan and looking where we're at in the East right now, sitting at the top, I didn't think we were going to go out there and get a Giannis or, my favorite person to get would be a Lauri Markkanen, but I think that's even a stretch. But, I mean, for a guy that's been to 3 different teams, and it seems like you guys have seen, he's been on the decline, and a shooter that's shooting, 32% and 34% over the past 2 years, I can't wrap my head around the move.
No, and John, as you're hitting me up with that, I just got a text from a buddy of mine. David, you're seeing that come through as well. Like the Celtics have just acquired something they have a major need, which is front court help. They just got Nikola Vujovic from Chicago. And I mean, by the way, the Bulls are just tearing the whole thing down.
Yes, they are, to the studs.
They traded Anthony Simons, who they got this summer and had no intent on keeping, and send a second-round pick, and they get a center, something they desperately needed. So, yeah, I mean, John, that right there alone, where's that move for you?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting here as like I said, longtime fan, but we're at that point where, like you guys said, and this is the easiest the East has been in God knows how long. It's wide open. Why are we not taking that next step to reassure ourselves that, one, we're going to get to the NBA Finals, but two, we can compete with them?
Right.
I don't see Kevin joining our roster and making a whole lot of a difference to Jaden Ivey. I mean, it's basically a bag of chips for a bag of chips in that essence.
Correct.
It's the same trade.
No, that's you're nailing it. And that's where we're all at, man. It just doesn't really add up where you're like, all right, then you brought back Ivy to see if it works. Okay, well, when it doesn't work, you'd like to think you could extract better value by attaching him to other assets. Yeah, and again, John, I want to make sure I'm careful. A lot of people are very sensitive. Just because I say something nice about what the Celtics did, no, I don't believe the Celtics are better than you. You'd have to show me a functional Jason Tatum. And I'm sorry, off an Achilles, I'll believe it when I see it. But adding that type of player to a team that's already got a star in Jaylen Brown, already has the NBA Sixth Man of the Year from last year, who's slid into a starting role this year exceptionally in Peyton Pritchard. They already have real talent. You add a guy, 6'10", 260-pound guys don't grow on trees. Mm-hmm. All right? And I'm not telling you Vooch is the same guy he was 7 years ago, but can he go out and give you 18 and 10 in a playoff game? Yeah, he can. Mm-hmm. Can he still dot you from deep to the tune of about 37 or 38%? Yeah. And what did the Celtics give up? They gave up a guy they had no long-term plans for. So it's an Ivy deal on a different level. Let me be very clear. Okay, I'm not saying Ivy and Simons are worth the same, but you had the ability to acquire that type of player. And that's not a player that was widely out there associated.
No, it just, man, looking at this deal more and more, I'm studying it. It kind of looks like they're, I guess, future-proofing this team, trying to come up with cap space, trying to come up with money so that they can, I guess, re-sign some people, or I don't know, because as we said before, this isn't a great free agent class this summer. So I don't know what you're going to do with the money, but you'll have money to spend. Now, maybe you say maybe you give it to Jalen Duren, could be your slam dunk champion. I don't know, but it looks like they're looking more towards the future instead of right now.
It's not a bad move by my Celtics. I can't lie to you. Let's go to Anthony, 97.1. Anth, what's good, buddy?
I'm going crazy over here, Mike. I need some counseling. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all these mild moves you make every single year, every sports thing you have in Detroit. I'm sick of it, bro.
So why do you think it is this way? And how much is it affecting your ability to really want to care?
Like you guys said earlier, I grew up. I'm not giving up on Detroit. I'm always going to be a Detroit fan. If I'm going to be a Detroit loser, I guess I'm going to be a Detroit loser. But you got talent already on the team. Why are you going to get these role players? We have role players on their bench. Increase their minutes. But at the same time, I don't want to make this deal. Just look back at the Tigers. And I'm going to say this, but I know that there was a little bit of a bad reaction on the back end of it. But Dave Dombrowski, when we had a good team, he went and cashed in. He went and got in all kinds of players. We sold the bank. We tried to get a chip. We put the players in place. We choked at the end. We didn't get a World Series, but he tried. What are we doing since then? We have not take that leap. We cannot go get that blockbuster player. So we get it. Mike Porter was right there. We could have took him.
Well, you could still get him. But I want to be clear. And I mean, Anthony, you're not wrong in anything you say. You know I'm right there with you. That athletic report is pretty damning, where it's basically they're not the one on the phone. They're sitting back. They'll answer the phone. They'll listen, but they're not going to do anything aggressive. Is Michael Porter Jr. considered an aggressive move? In my world, no, but probably to the rest of Earth, yes. So I'll say it's probably unlikely, but I have to give them the opportunity. I have to wait till Friday before I close the lid on the garbage can. And yes, they're a good basketball team, and they might go on a big run. But why they don't want to get better? The Celtics are in a gap year. Their best player's Achilles exploded. He may or may not come back. They're making an effort to get better. That's the difference. And that's what I want more from our teams here. That's all I want. Okay?
Sense of urgency.
That's it.
That's it.
97.1.
The Jaden Ivey era here in Detroit is over. Per multiple reports, the 2022 first-round pick is on the move to the Bulls as a part of a 3-team deal, which includes Minnesota. Detroit is swapping 2026 first-round picks with the Timberwolves and acquiring guard Kevin Huerter from Chicago, along with big man Dario Saric. Here's the game tonight versus the Nuggets right here on 97.1, coming up at 6:35. The Bulls are also trading center Nikola Vucevic plus a second-round pick for Anthony Simons. The Grizzlies trading way forward Jaren Jackson and others to the Jazz for Walter Clayton, Taylor Hendricks, and 2 others, plus 3 future first-round picks. Tigers Free Press writer Evan Petzold thinks the team will sign another starting pitcher regardless of how Scooble's arbitration hearing goes tomorrow. That from the Days of the Roar podcast, Petzold says he's not even ruling out someone like Framber Valdez. The Lions fan that was swiped at by Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf at Ford Field filed a defamation lawsuit against Metcalf, Chad Ochocinco, and multiple media companies after his lawyer says he was falsely accused in the national media of using racial and derogatory slurs. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
So in honor of the NBA trade deadline kicking off today with Jaren Jackson getting traded, and obviously whatever this Jaden Ivey trade does or doesn't mean, we wanted to celebrate because I know, Kenny celebrated Black History Month by simply not coming to work yesterday. But David, Black History Month, NBA trade deadline, it's time for big black rumor. David, the floor is yours.
He's not creating NBA players. I'm pretty sure of that. Won't be any future NBA stars in his household.
You never know.
Listen, Jeremy might be able to produce like a backup 2-guard at Toledo or something.
Or maybe he comes out with the next Jason Williams.
So this first one
White
here
chocolate. Good poll.
Isn't a rumor. I just want to get your full reaction to the deal here for your Celtics, Mike.
Yeah.
The Bulls are trading center Nikola Vucevic in a second-round pick to Boston for Anthony Simons in the second round. Just swapping picks pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's not the player he was 7 years ago, and his defense may cause Joe Mazzulla to physically assault him. But the Celtics have no front court. The loss of KP, the loss of a Horford, the erosion of winning a championship, going for it, the need for that versus the walking heat check, who on certain nights, including the other night, can be a lot of fun, and Anthony Simons, It's a good move. I mean, the Celtics were in the center market for weeks. But, yeah, you can say, well, I want Zubats from the Clippers. Great. Are you going to give up 3 first-round picks? The Celtics have to shop where they can afford because, remember, if you enter the second apron, tax apron, you're dead.
So they're at the Dollar General.
Yeah, kind of. This is the value pack.
Right.
And do I think a change of scenery and playing important basketball games could bring the best out of a now, 34, 35-year-old Vooch? I think you give it a shot. I don't have any grand hopes for the Celtics. I think they died with Tatum's Achilles. Yeah. But they're still trying. I know it's a novel concept here in Detroit.
Always makes me uncomfortable.
This one's a discussion about Giannis here because his name is out there with being involved in trades and rumors here. I just want to give you a couple. Reports that the Timberwolves are in strong on Giannis. The Bucks would receive Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Rod Dillingham, and much more. The problem with this one is because they traded for Gobert, they do not have picks right now, so they would have to try to get them from somewhere else.
Correct. That would complicate it. I mean, again, if you're sitting there and you're the Bucks, you need picks. I don't think you're going to get the type of players back that you're going to be able to build a foundation around. Now, look, if somehow this was a weird situation that a really good team had a really high pick, like the Pistons when they took Darko,
Right.
or you could work your way around it and go, I got this one shining star. I don't know that that's out there. So, yeah, and look, if you're Minnesota, you have Anthony Edwards. There's only so long before he wakes up and realizes, what the hell am I doing in Minnesota?
Why am I here?
So you got to try.
And then the other one involves the Golden State Warriors.
They are a
with
barnacle
Giannis.
on the bottom of a boat. Will they just go away and rebuild?
But here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. Sources on the situation say that they suspect Antetokounmpo could be turned off by the idea of joining an older team and or facing the sort of criticism that Kevin Durant continues to absorb to this day about teaming up with Curry.
But you know, it's a weird part about being handed $400 million. Criticism may come with that.
Or, you know what? It's a little different because you got your ring already, so you're not.
It is different than
a
Curry.
ring.
I mean, than Durant. You're right.
Whereas Durant is yet to go back or yet to do anything. Dude, I already did this before, so I got a ring.
Look, there's a part of me that wonders if the Bucks just recalibrate and deal him this summer. You have to put together a franchise-altering deal. And unless somebody wows you, you better be real careful. You get one bite at this apple. If this goes wrong, you're going dark for 10 years.
See, I wonder, but how much of it is we're just kind of sick of this? We're sick of Giannis. We're sick of every day getting the questions.
I'd be sick of living in Milwaukee. But the point is,
but if they want the picks they want, it may be best to do off season because that's where you see the.
How about draft night? How about if somebody got
deals?
lucky,
yes,
and they end up with a top 5 pick all of a sudden, and now that could be the centerpiece of said Giannis deal. Look, this is a great freshman class, whether it's Peterson at Kansas, DeBonza at BYU, Boozer's hairline, whatever you want. All of a sudden, if that's the centerpiece, you'll feel a lot better about trading Giannis than, hey, it's the Kenny Cott mystery box collection. You don't know what the hell you got.
Right, because I'm looking at the teams that, unless somehow or another Indiana jumps into the market, since they're going to probably hold the number 3 pick.
By the way, this has nothing to do with rumors, but you mentioned Boozer. He showed up on Saturday to his son's game with the hairspray again.
The Bijan? It's back?
Again.
Dude, why doesn't that dude just board a business class flight to Turkey?
It was all
Mama's
his face
calling.
with his beard and I was like, oh, dude.
There's a
he
picture.
was here.
But it's so egregious. It's worse than Ron Popeil's spray hair.
Maybe, I don't know.
What barbershop offers the Carlos Boozer Bijan treatment?
Whoever that boxer was that got his wig knocked off.
It's like in The Sopranos when they found out Ralph was bald.
More with the Golden State Warriors here, and it involves Draymond Green.
Oh, God.
The Warriors have involved Green in active trade conversations per Anthony Slater. Green is well aware that his future with Golden State is uncertain amid the Giannis rumors. Are they actually going to deal him at the deadline?
No. I'd be surprised.
I don't think that there's a market for him. I think that he's one of those people that he only has value at Golden State. He's the enforcer. And you knew that one day Steph was just going to say, yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of this now. Where's he going to go?
It's just the dynasty's over and they're better together. I'm with Rico. I think he nailed it. So I have nothing else to add.
I mean, he goes to your Celtics and there'll be a fight.
Something is wrong here because another name is in the trade rumor again.
What?
This guy, James Harden, reportedly was nowhere near the arena for last night's game against his former team, the 76ers, one of his former teams.
Yeah, pick.
And now we know why, because late last night, Shams had a report. He desires a contract extension. They won't do it. And now he's being shopped in possibly Cleveland with Garland involved with the deal. First of all, let's forget the deal with Garland first. Why would anybody want James Harden? He does this every 2 years.
He's a name. Right. To me, it was almost like Iverson the final years. He was that name. You start remembering what he used to be. but he's nothing about that now. And
he wants an extension.
David, he's never happy wherever he goes. So you are literally going to pick up somebody else's problem.
Also, I'm sorry. You got a guy barely shooting 40% from the field. He's 36. Like, I know Harden's game feels like a men's under 50 league where you've got fathers of four doing Euro steps and blowing out their ACLs. There's no world, like, you could offer me Harden for free. I wouldn't take him.
Well, here's what he said 2 years ago.
Just because of the way he plays at this stage of his career, I want no part of this.
Here's what he said 2 years ago when he went to the Clippers. I'm home. I don't plan on going anywhere else. I want to leave a legacy.
Yeah, of going to the club after blowing Game 7, I'm all set.
Yeah,
that is the legacy he will leave. You're exactly right. You're right, Rico. This is kind of uncomfortable now. Finally, Toronto's expressing interest in Sabonis. The Kings and the Raptors remain involved in a trade negotiation for Domantas Sabonis, which would include a 3-team framework. They would need a third team, though.
I'd be perfect for that.
Sacramento would get R.J. Barrett and Agbaji. Toronto would get Sabonis.
That's Rico's guy, Uki Kabuchi.
And then a third team would get Poto and a draft capital.
I had to listen for a whole month. Mike, this Ogie Kabuchi from Kansas. I'm like, all right, dude, take it easy. I know he's decent. No, Mike.
Won the title.
Uki Kabuchi.
So your thought on Sabonis going to Toronto,
possibly? It'd be perfect for them.
I would.
Again, I like when teams try. I mean, is Toronto winning it? No. But they're in the process of rebuilding. I think adding a pros pro like Sabonis, a guy that shows up to work every night, guy would be great as a Piston. Not that we're in that market. Yeah, it matters. And I think it elevates them. And I think it really gets them back in the mix to making the playoffs and being relevant. No. And you build off of that. Yeah, I'd love it. Because R.J. Barrett, that's a road to nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian or not, that's a road to nowhere.
I really had higher hopes for him.
Everyone did.
So did his parents.
That big three that Duke had.
I mean, he was supposed to be awesome. He's terrible. I'm sure he's a lovely young man. But professionally,
Zion didn't really...
Even Nona's disappointed with Zion.
Who was the third guy? It was him.
It was Zion. It was Barrett.
Cam Reddish.
Yes.
Also sucks.
Shout out Blue Devils.
Hate to see. What about Tyus Jones?
Guys, those are your 97-1.
All right, well, let me tell you what FanDuel's got. Profit boosts and things every single day leading up to Ginger Jesus' coronation this weekend. So 30% profit boost tokens today, rushing totals, over-unders, alt yards, rushing, whatever you want. You think K9's going over 76.5? I leave that to Jim Costa. Maybe Drake May rushing total 30+ because, well, he's going to be under the gun all day. Whatever it is, play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. 21 and up, present in Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com, or if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, David, let's check the text communications. I do want to mix in just a conversation because, look, it's heavy on Pistons. The report from The Athletic, they ain't going to do nothing at the deadline. This was a nothing burger trade today. Jaden Ivey for, I think it's fair to say, David, check me if I'm wrong here, fair to say people are underwhelmed, bordering on annoyed by this trade. And really the backdrop, too, is why is it every trade deadline in every sport or every offseason, we're always told lower our expectations. We're not going to be involved. We are not going to be aggressive.
Maybe next year.
So asking the question why, and does that impact? Look, the teams are winning, but they don't feel championship good. So that's been the conversation. David, if you could just cue up real quick. Actually, no, I'm doing this wrong. You go, you're right. You go text first. I'm wrong. You're right. Record that. Me, wrong. You, right. Read the text, and then I want to play some John Paul Morosi audio for people and welcome in some Tiger conversation. David first.
Guys, I still have hope. Another trade is coming. LeVert plus Herter plus Saric matches MPJ's salary without giving Tobias.
Okay.
I still have hope.
Manifest it. Look, why do you think I said earlier the deadline isn't here yet? All I said is, hey, I view Michael Porter Jr. as, like, the free world would say that's an aggressive move. I don't put him in the classification of highly aggressive. Highly aggressive was a Markkanen, a Triple J, a Trey Murphy, whatever it may be. But if I step back from that, I'd be totally happy with Michael Porter Jr. And I'd have no problem saying you're going to the NBA Finals. And I understand, hey, he's a little bit of a defensive liability, and that's putting it politely. This is a stretch wing that shoots it at 40% on the dot from deep, shooting 8-9 of them a game. Skilled player. Has found a way, despite some limitations, to play on a high-level team before.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled with that. Now, I can hope for that, but that report from The Athletic scared me. It really did.
It scared me a lot.
Okay.
Because I really thought this was going to be aggressive, especially off of the heels of what Bickerstaff had said. I was like, maybe he knows something. Maybe he's kind of giving us a little taste of what's going to happen. And then when you walked in right before the show and told me that, I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't ready. Yeah.
Text here says, let's call the Ivy trade what it is. It's another Detroit garbage trade. These are the trades that Detroit fans are now used to, and I don't care.
No, I mean, look, if Kevin Herter can tap into what he used to be from deep, you'll feel a little bit better about it. But I'm sorry, when you've had 2 years of playing bad basketball, like, what are we talking about? I mean, this year, dude, I'm sorry, Kenny could shoot 31% from deep. And the year prior, I think it was even worse. I think it was at 30% last year. Yeah, 2024-25. Let me pull this up just for everybody. Hold, please. Yeah, he was terrible for Sacramento the first half of the season. Shot it better with the Bulls at 36% the last 25 games, and he's back to being terrible again this year. I don't know, man. He hasn't had a consistent run of 3 good years in a row since, God, man, 22, 23, 21, 22. Got to see it. It's not impossible.
No, but probably improbable.
David, can we play the John Paul Morosi?
Sure can.
John Paul Morosi talked about your offseason. John Paul Morosi does not work for 97 Won the Ticket. John Paul Morosi's not a meanie pants at 97 Won the Ticket. So John Paul Morosi is a free thinker. Here's what he had to say about your offseason. And I'm going to bring it up because as we head into arbitration and the Scooble Gate, and all the reporting about if they lose the arbitration, they may not sign anybody. We had something today saying if they lose the arbitration, they're going to sign Jose Quintana. I mean, forget it. I will walk across the frozen river to Canada. Forget it. Jose Quintana, come on, man. But take a listen to this, and I want to know, is John Paul Morosi being mean, or is he speaking for what most of the listeners think? Take a listen. Fangraphs agrees, 83 wins. And The Athletic wrote, your offseason is a C+. I'm not big into letter grades, and I'm doing this as a fishing expedition. I want to know what the people, Rico, what do they grade the Tiger offseason? And what we can't do, like we can't say, all right, look, I'm going to base this grade that they're going to win the arbitration and Lucas Giolito's here. Well, let's not do that.
So the grade right here, right now.
Right here, right now, on the presumption they will make no major additions. The way this offseason has gone, the grade for the Detroit Tigers is blank. Blank.
So we're going to let the people decide first, or are we going to poison the jury?
Nope. I'm not giving a grade.
Okay.
I don't like letter grades. And my opinion is irrelevant. People know what I think of their offseason. I don't need to belabor it. I want to hear from them. Yeah. I want to know what you, the customer, think. The Athletic said C+. Higher? Lower? And if you want to attack Morosi's opinion and say, listen, McGonigal could give him a jolt, I'm not mad at that. But I'd also tell you there's a high chance that Baez and McKinstry crash back down to earth. And by the way, Baez, for all the pop and sizzle and circumstance, 680 OPS. When it was all said and done. Well, below league average, baby.
We'll always have May.
That a baby. Huh? 248-539-9797. I want you to play teacher. We'll keep talking about this Jaden Ivey thing and the Pistons, but I want to know. Slap a grade on it. The Tigers' offseason is blank.
Yes.
No. Slap a grade on it.
Oh, David got it.
Blank a doodle-doo. 248-539. You remember the scene I'm referencing, or am I alone in the reference here? Come on. Are you serious? Private Parts.
Oh, I never saw this.
You've never watched Private Parts.
I'm a Howard Stern fan.
Oh, my Lanta.
He's
Blank Willow. 248-539.
That's you. That's all you.
I grew up on it. I'm sorry. Okay. It's a fantastic movie. You should watch it.
It ranks right up there with the Barstool folks. I don't find it funny.
Okay. I got nothing. It's a great movie. You like movies.
I
do. Watch the movie.
I just never found them funny.
Okay, David, go
I
ahead.
have some grades coming in.
Uh-oh.
F.
No, come on.
That's the first one that got typed in here. D. That's the next one.
Damn.
Totally F. Then someone says F. They just look and waiting on the future.
Oh my God, F.
Yeah, D plus. I'm seeing nothing over
Okay,
D plus.
hold on. Calibrate responses. We're going to get back to the people. What?
That's all I'm seeing.
Okay, well, just give it some time. Maybe the very angry people are fast to text.
Or maybe they're not that angry.
Or maybe they're not that angry.
Maybe they're not that angry.
F is all I'm seeing.
Well, not the Fs, but...
Wait, what?
I said not the Fs, but, the Ds.
Wait, a D plus isn't angry? Rico, no one's hitting up a B, a C plus, a B minus, an A.
I see one C minus that just came
If you're
through.
giving a grade based on what the person has done, did you see B work?
No, I'm saying they are mad.
They are mad. You're saying they're not mad. They're mad.
No, I'm saying, or maybe they're just telling you, this is what I see, this is what they've earned. It's not that I'm angry, it's just they didn't do the work. I can't give them a B.
All right, I'm going to change anger because I feel like this is a stupid argument. They're dissatisfied with what they've seen. Perfect. All right, David, you just tabulate. It's all okay. And by the way, I do want to hear from Kenny, who's just... I want to know where you're at. You get to be the teacher, which is a horrifying thought. Kenny educating the youth. God help us. Hey, welcome to Mr. Cott's class.
All right, relax.
This is how you make an old fashioned. All right, 97.1. Okay, straight to the people. David is tabulating. So we have the Pistons thing. We also have the Athletic report on your offseason as a Tiger fan and John Paul Morosi's thoughts. It's a loaded potato as we try to get you home from work. Ken has been very patient. He's up next on the ticket. Kenny, what's the good word today?
Fellas, how you doing, man? NBA Pistons talk. I love it. This is what I live for.
All right. What do you make of it today?
I like it. Ivy pretty much played himself out of the position, right? Dennis Jenkins has taken over that time, and also, let's call it what it is, also the contract. Also, if you recall, when Langdon became GM, his initial press conference, he said that he's going after expiring contracts and draft picks. That's what these two guys bring to us from Chicago. And we don't really think that they're going to be here. So I think there's still time and another move is going to be made.
Manifest it. Ken, say it for the people in the back. I need the hope. Say it. We're going to have Michael Porter Jr. Friday. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. And these two expiring contracts is what, because that's gold in the NBA. Expiring contracts. Now, we're 27th in cap. The Nets are 30th. But still, more money because they want to tear that thing all the way down, and they can't. I mean, being in Brooklyn and playing like that.
So let me ask you a question.
Getting spanked by 53.
Let me ask you a question for fun. I'm the Brooklyn Nets. I'll trade you Michael Porter Jr. I need 2 first-round picks. You doing it?
Man, F them picks.
Okay.
Them picks are second-round picks.
My man.
Them picks are second-round picks. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares about
I do it, and I think you have the
Get the
defensive
core
framework here. You can get away with Porter Jr. being, a subpar defensive player, and I think he adds a lot of shooting in a big way. And a guy that has played in the playoff wars. It's a nice middle ground move. It's not the superstar some people want, and it sure as hell isn't the people bowing at the altar of Tobias Harris. It's right in the middle.
Absolutely.
All right, now Kenny, if they don't make that move, I'm holding you personally responsible. No pressure.
but still, hey, we got some money going forward. You got LeVert being an expiring contract next year, so we got expiring contracts set up. I think they're kind of defining their core. They're defining their core, and then he's set up expiring contracts, and he's got cash. So we weren't winning this thing this year. Let's be real.
No, but you understand, Ken, when we talk about making a move, Kenny, it's just about giving yourself the best shot because you'll never have an easier shot to get through the East. Rico, go ahead.
And Ken, here's the thing. You only have to beat one team in the West, period. You don't have to go through that gauntlet. So if you set yourself up and maybe just to get a grind out 7-game series and you never know what can happen. That's all. That's all I was saying is the way the team is constructed now, I don't think that you even make it to the finals. But if you add it a piece and you get there, man, give yourself a chance because whoever wins will probably had gone through a gauntlet and maybe they're beat up physically when they have to play you and you won't have to play as physical.
Let's go to D, 97.1. D, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Just letting y'all know, the Pistons currently sit at 16 players. That's number one. Number two, they must sign Dennis Jenkins after the game on Thursday, which means there's another move on the way, which means it's going to have to be a 3-4-1. And yes, I'm thinking it's going to be Michael Porter Jr.
Say it again. I want all of it. Manifest it. Say it again.
Oh, manifest it. I think it's done. We're looking at it on surface. I have to crunch the numbers. Kevin Huerter is making $18 million on an expiring contract. Then you have Darko's $5 million, or Sark's $5 million. I'm sorry. You can add a third player to it, Karis LeVert or Marcus Sasser. Add 2 or 3 first-round picks, a couple of swaps. This thing is done.
I mean, I hope so because I'm sitting here getting depressed looking at this year's free agency crop.
Yeah,
in
no.
the NBA.
Porter Jr. would be a really nice fit here because there's no ego about it. Look, you'll get your shots. This is Cade's team.
Well, I like the fact, too, he also has championship experience.
But let me, fellas, and I love that D and the last caller are manifesting this because I'd be thrilled. And I really think the Pistons would go to the finals if they make that move. But D, how do you juxtapose that with the report from The Athletic?
I think that was smoke and mirrors, personally.
Okay.
And if you really think about it, you're moving Ivy and 3 first-rounders, and you don't have to move Tobias to get Michael Porter Jr., which does kind of – I like it. You don't have to get rid of Tobias, who is the locker room guy, who is the uncle of the team. And I do understand why they didn't want to move him. So if you don't want to move Tobias,
I'd only move.
Are we
back to the people I did say this. I would only move Tobias
Lord knows I'm
to
thankful we're not
upgrade
there.
at his very position. And
You
that
don't
is
wanna be
not what
on
Michael
Radio
Porter
Row.
Jr. is.
Radio Row is what I imagine
I love
hell
where your
to
head
be
is
in
at.
the afterlife.
I just get very concerned
If an afterlife
at what
exists, it would
Trajan
be a
has
permanent
said
on
he has
fire
delivered
Radio
on,
Row, and
right?
you're stuck
That they
in.
are
You don't want to talk
going to
this
get better in the
guy with
margins.
his book deal.
That
No.
they're going to
Yeah,
develop.
in there.
that they
Or
want
Donnie
expiring
Jones
deal.
selling wooden bow ties.
I'm taking them
I'm
at
not
face,
interested.
and then you get that
David,
report.
the music,
hey, look,
please.
D, I hope you call Friday, and I hope we're having a party. Because I think if you
hey,
get
I
Michael,
might call Thursday.
you call. I don't care. I'll be here. D. The bottom line is, if they
Super
make
Bowl
that
week,
move,
so I'm going to give you some numbers.
Yeah,
I will not
I'd be
have
like,
you
all right,
guess
you're going to the NBA Finals.
anything because there's no way you're going to
I
guess
could say
anything
it.
that I have.
Say it with your
here.
chest. I have
But
no
let's
problem
start
with
with
that.
the New England
Pretty
Patriots.
sure
just
Porter
called it
Jr.
stupid.
would
So
add
no,
a
you
substantial
understand it as
punch
we go
to
through
this
it.
team.
Let's
And not
start
that
with the New
regular
England
season
Patriots
crap
here.
where
The
you're
number
playing
7
teams missing
for
the
them.
top 4
It's
players. I'm
significant
talking
because
about
if
the
the
playoffs.
Patriots win, they'll become the
grind
first
of the
ever
playoffs.
franchise
7-game
with
series.
7
Yeah, I'm absolutely
Super
with
Bowl
you. Man,
wins,
this-
surpassing
you
the
couldn't have
Pittsburgh
been more right.
Steelers.
You really don't
Pride,
think
the free
I had
agent
that
pride.
one in the bag? I told you it was booty.
That one may have been the only one you could have guessed
Gordon
based
Hoops
on
height. You know
everything
who's
else
the
I
18th
have.
Well, I
best free
tell you,
agent
with
out
teammates
there?
like
Jay
him,
Knight.
who needs enemies?
Just to put things in perspective.
Okay, well then, you want to guess? I'll give you a number.
No.
New
That's
England
every GM with
Patriots,
cap space
the number
on like June
12.
12th. I'm not playing your game. It's Tom Brady's
Luka
number.
is one.
Yeah, but he's not, again,
nothing to
Player
do.
option.
There you go. All these
He's
player
not
options
playing
don't
on
take him right off the
The
list.
amount, Jalen Williams. Is it the amount of Super Bowl
restricted.
appearances?
You ain't getting him.
He ain't.
De'Aaron Fox.
No need.
Okay. Kevin Durant.
Bald.
Trey Young.
Bald.
Dame Lillard.
Broken.
LeBron.
Bald.
Zach LaVine.
Broken.
James Harden.
Dead.
Mikal Bridges.
No. I mean, a nice player, but
Right.
not for what he'll cost.
Norman Powell.
I like Norman Powell. Now, look, Norman Powell is a shooter, but if I get MPJ, I'm good. Norman Powell, I don't mind. He's a good player.
Porzingis.
No, we're done. Once you've reached KP stage, we're done.
Wow.
Like, no, I mean, KP was the Celtics' like 5th option.
Yeah, correct.
That's not what you need here.
And he's always hurt.
I could build a case that Norman Powell could be that
Right. Vucevic.
Yeah, put him in the
next.
corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
dead, bald,
Yeah.
dead.
This is where we are right now. So, yeah.
And you know our
Austin
rules.
Reeves.
You can't. Really?
Dude, I'm telling you. Mike, I said you haven't been more right.
It's
guys,
Austin
Dort.
Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah. You got Dort. Yeah.
Oh, Lugan. Shout out ASU Hoops.
Bradley Beal, player option. Never mind.
No. Buddy, that player option's like $7
Well, he shoots
billion.
41% from 3.
Yeah, but look at his contract. Well, no, he ain't ever going to see that money. His player option is like the national GDP of a third world country. It's like,
Yeah, he's taking that option.
it's like $8 trillion.
Yeah, he had a good agent.
Big time, with the only no trade clause in basketball.
Yeah. And then at 18, Jaden Ivey. You can bring him back for those who miss him.
Cue up Boys to Men. I mean, honestly, this town, sure, we'll take those calls this summer. You know, guys, we could bring.
We just used them wrong.
This time, it's for real.
We used him wrong, but bring him back to then use him wrong again.
Right. Doesn't fit with Cade, but let's bring him on back. No, that's where the organization really got boned. And it's no fault of anybody involved. That draft, go back and look. You had Mobley, you had Chet, you had Boncaro, and you had Jabari Smith.
And then there was a fall off.
And then there was, you've won the washer and dryer, Bob Barker, Jaden Ivey.
And you had pick 5.
Yep. You got screwed.
And you should have had pick 1.
Because if you had added one of those guys is playing power forward for you. And again, developing at different rates. I'm just making a point.
So
Any one of those 4.
It's not why I'm not a big fan of the NBA lottery because the best team never seems like they win.
Also true. 248-539-9797. All right, the big game coming up this weekend. If you've thought about upgrading your system, it's not just about one game, but it's every game. Sports. Paulson's Audio Video, Farmington Hills. They'll help you redesign your setup if that's what you want to do. They're more than just a product. It's a full support staff, install, tech, planning, you name it, they got it. They'll design it, install it, and then give you the support way after install day. And trust me, it's happened to me multiple times. Things happen. Guess what? I'm not unwiring stuff. You call them, they don't have college kids grifting money. They got AV pros. Hi there. I touched a TV once. Great, get out. Paulson says pros. Best in class. It's Paulson's Audio Video, your technology partner. Farmington Hills, 248-553-4100, or go to paulsonsav.com. That's paulsonsav.com. All right, we'll get back to the people momentarily, but being that it is Super Bowl week, and Lord knows I'm thankful we're not there. And
you don't want to be on Radio Row.
Radio Row is what I imagine hell to be in the afterlife. If an afterlife exists, it would be a permanent on-fire Radio Row, and you're stuck in it.
You don't want to talk to this guy with his book deal.
No,
Yeah,
I
I've
don't.
been there.
Or Dhani Jones selling wooden bow ties. I'm not interested. David, the music, please.
It is Super Bowl week, so I'm going to give you some numbers. I will not have you guess anything because there's no way you're going to guess anything that I have here. But let's start with the New England
Pretty
Patriots.
sure he just called us stupid. Just want to throw that out there.
You'll understand it as we go through it. Start with the New England Patriots here. The number 7 for them is significant because if the Patriots win, they'll become the first ever franchise with 7 Super Bowl wins, surpassing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You really don't think I had that one in the bag?
That one may have been the only one you could have guessed based on everything else I have here.
Well, I tell you, with teammates like him, who needs enemies?
Okay, well then, you want to guess? I'll give you a number.
No.
New England Patriots, the number 12.
I'm not playing your game. It's Tom Brady's number.
Of course it is, but it has nothing to do with this right now. He's not playing on Sunday.
Whoa. Is it the amount of Super Bowl appearances?
The times Robert Kraft went to the spa.
Rico, you are correct. It is New England's 12th Super Bowl appearance. They will have participated in 20% of all the Super Bowls ever played.
Remarkable.
You know what? Get Steve Grogan out there to flip the coin.
Remarkable. 12 Super Bowls. Let's check that Lions hotline.
The number 41. No way you're going to get this one here, so I'll just give it to you here. A New England win would also be the franchise's 41st playoff victory.
Hold on. Just real quick. Rico and I aren't even given an opportunity. There's no way you're going to get this. So here's the deal. No, you're right. If you don't give us 10 seconds to think about
the number,
I told
41.
you I wasn't going to throw them out and have you guess.
This is all New England based, so
this one is. This section of it is. Yes.
All right, let's go.
I will move over to the Seattle Seahawks. I forgot you have that over there, Kenny. The Seattle Seahawks, I'll give you a chance. 4.
Their 4th Super Bowl appearance.
Since the turn of the century, yes. Okay. They are tying which NFC team with that number?
Not the Lions. For this century, Chiefs?
He said
NFC.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I'm stupid. All right. NFC team for this century. How about?
I'll give you a hint.
Rams.
Wait, I was just going to say the Rams.
No.
Okay, we're both stupid again. Go ahead.
You can go back to last year's Super Bowl. It is the Philadelphia Eagles. They also have 4. So, with a win, they would join Philly, the Giants, and Tampa with the only 4 NFC teams with multiple Super Bowl wins since the turn of the century.
I just want the Lions to have one in any century.
They don't have an appearance.
Ever.
They don't have anything.
We good.
I'm going to give you the number 3. This is related to the Seahawks as well.
Russell Wilson.
He's included in this.
Okay.
Because of this number. I'll just give it to you.
All right.
Seattle becomes just the second franchise this century to make a Super Bowl with 3 different quarterback and head coach combinations.
Good call. Hasselbeck,
okay.
Wilson, and Ginger Jesus.
Yep. And then the head coaches were?
Sam Darnold.
The head coaches were Holmgren,
Pete
Carroll, and McDonald. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we go to, this, you'll love this one.
Holmgren.
You'll love this one. This relates to Sam Darnold. Number 5.
Teams he's played for.
Correct.
Yes.
He has played for 5 different NFL teams.
No, he's not smart enough to get that.
I'm too stupid.
He's just the 3rd quarterback to start a Super Bowl for his 5th or more team.
Wow. How many others did it?
He's just the 3rd quarterback, so it's 3 quarterbacks that have done that. I don't have the list of who.
Oh,
because it's way back.
Okay, because me being stupid, it takes me a second to have the
that
synapses.
That is not what I said.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, number 9. This is just overall here.
Number 9.
You're probably, we'll see.
Kenneth Walker.
No. Super Bowl rematches.
No.
Good angle.
I like how you're just naming names.
I'm stupid.
So in their last 5 games, the Patriots have surrendered just 9 points per outing. And then I'm going to do my best, Kelvin Shepard, with the next one here. In their last 5 games, excluding the Rams, the Seahawks have also surrendered just 9 points
If
per
you
outing.
take out
If you
all
take
the
out
points in
Rams,
that game,
Right. If you take away Stafford's big game.
right, take away the one non-dead body they played. Listen.
Let's go with, this is also just overall
For
here.
both, for overall, meaning both teams?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Let's go betting section here for overall teams here. This is the first Super Bowl matchup since 1981 between teams who had preseason Super Bowl odds at 50-1 or longer.
I mean, it's fair when you just look at the point he made about the Patriots. Most of those, they're a preseason favorite. Then you look at the known commodities, whether it was Tampa with Tom Brady, whether it was anything Philadelphia, whether it was the Chiefs. You start to add up these Super Bowls, it doesn't leave space for a matchup of 2 long shots.
Right.
Usually there's a
Correct.
known commodity in there.
Patriots worst to first, and Seahawks weren't picked to win their division. So, well, I can see that.
So this one includes both teams. The number 3. The number 3.
Russell Wilson.
No.
With no hint. What the hell are we supposed to guess?
Super Bowl winners. The number 3. Super Bowl winners. That is the number of Super Bowl winners on each squad.
Never would have gotten it.
Okay. So Cooper Kupp, Ernest Jones, and Cam Akers won with the Rams.
Cam Akers.
He's still playing?
Yeah.
Well, he's like Dario Saric. Like he's in the league, but he's not actually in the league.
And then for the Patriots, you have Carlton Davis, who won with the Bucks. Mac Hollins won with the Eagles, Philly special year.
Yep.
And Milton Williams won with the Eagles last year.
Carlton Davis didn't get one here?
No,
How
he
dare
got
you.
he got the 15-2 banner. They give you a ring pop for one of those.
No, you get a ring for that.
Shop Zedarius.
So, guys, I hope you had fun with numbers.
Yeah,
there
we
for the
did,
Super
considering
Bowl.
we're just a couple of idiots. That was pretty good, David.
It was very random.
Way to go there, Spank.
things.
All right.
That is Super Bowl 97-1.
Brought to you by Moran Buick GMC. According to multiple reports, the Pistons have traded away former first-round pick Jaden Ivey to the Bulls in a 3-team deal, also including the Timberwolves. Detroit will receive guard Kevin Huerter, who's mostly come off the bench this year, scoring 11 points per game while shooting 31% from three, which is below his career numbers there. Dario Saric also headed to Detroit in the deal. He was just a part of the Schroeder deal the other day. He's only played in 5 games this year. The Pistons swapping protected 2026 first-round picks with Minnesota as well. The Bulls are trading center Nikola Vucevic to the Celtics for Anfernee Simons. Asar Thompson was just named the Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Month back in January. Pistons star Jalen Duren has also accepted an invitation to compete in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest. Duren and the Pistons will host Denver tonight. Karis LeVert is back. Hear the 7 o'clock tip right here on 97.1. The Tigers have their much-anticipated arbitration hearing with Tarek Skubal tomorrow. Regardless of that, Evan Petzold of the Free Press thinks they will sign another starting pitcher before opening day. Tigers manager A.J. Hinch joined the Tiger Territory podcast released today as well. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Happy 5 o'clock. Hopefully you are at least approaching the end of your workday. We'll get you to 6. Been a busy day. Got a couple things for you. One, Jaden Ivey's been traded. No one's thrilled with the return. Kind of a weird move. We are manifesting a level of positivity that, look, they made this move. It doesn't totally make sense. You didn't give up Tobias in the move. You increased the draft capital with the Minnesota swap. Kevin Huerter's expiring and frankly just hasn't played good basketball the last couple of years. Maybe, just maybe, you could turn around by Friday, package an improved pick plus a couple of dead bodies, and maybe this is the conduit to a Michael Porter Jr. trade. That's all hope casting because it flies in the face of the report from The Athletic that just says Pistons ain't doing a damn thing. So that's in the mix. We had the backdrop of why it was almost the like, why us? We were all like Nancy Kerrigan after getting kneecapped. Why me? Like, why is the headline always in this town with our teams? Nah, they're not going to sign this guy. They're not going to make this trade. They're not going to be aggressive. Okay, I did not have Nancy Kerrigan audio on the bingo board, but David wins the day. So it was a question of, is it impacting your enjoyment of your teams? The fact that you know they're good, but seemingly they don't desire to be great. So that was one. The other thing, I played some John Paul Morosi audio. His take of the offseason as we head towards, look, it's D-Day tomorrow. The Skubal arbitration, as it's been reported, if the Tigers win it, we might make an addition. If they lose it, you're cooked. I think that's embarrassing, but fine. Tomorrow's the day.
You know what? That may be the best word for this entire thing. Embarrassing.
Because a delta of $13 million just shouldn't be. It shouldn't be stopping you from.
Because it's beyond frustrating. It's just embarrassing. Like, I don't want to have to see everybody look and see how poor you are.
Right. And look, they've spent. I'll leave it alone. I've said all I can say. I mean, just not making a meaningful addition to the lineup. Your starting pitching addition to this point has been a guy who hasn't pitched in the majors since 21. He's pitched in Korea, Drew Anderson. The bullpen I feel decent about, but I never like paying a guy like a Kenley Jansen for what he did at age 37 or 38. Is he going to repeat that? I get a little nervous, but fine. Overall, they haven't had a good offseason. They haven't gotten tangibly better. The computer models agree with it. And again, this team uses computer models. Fangraph says you're an 83-win team. The grade that was given by The Athletic was a C+. I'm asking you, you're going to play teacher. The Detroit Tigers grade for this offseason is blank. You're the customer. You give the grade. I don't want me and Rico are the boogeymen. We don't want to poison the jury. 248-539-9797. So we are going to manifest Michael Porter Jr. by Friday.
You know what? I like that because Michael Porter Jr. and I also then wonder what's next because, looking at this deal more and more, you're going to have like $50 million fall off your books. Where are you going with that? What are you going to do with this?
They're going to have to grossly overpay for Duren. And when I say that, people are going to take it as slander. It's not. But I have a hard time when you're going to hand out 30, 35 mil plus a year to a guy I can't run a play for. But he has immense value outside of that. That's where a lot of money's going, Rico. Hate to break it to you. Now, if you don't want that.
No. You're right. He fits the role on this team. And
Correct.
I mean, we kind of talk like Draymond with the Warriors. Like, he fits a role, and you're going to overpay to keep that role, but just know that he is a role player.
I just don't like having an old school center where the league is gone. I like a modern center that can step out and shoot it. That's where the league is gone. It's where the game is. It's how you run the highest efficiency offense.
Bro, if he was an old school center like Hakeem,
first of all, Hakeem Olajuwon's a power forward. I'll argue to the
center,
death. Power forward. Center. Hakeem, Duncan, Malone.
Duncan was a power forward.
They're all power
forwards. You had David Robinson.
Okay, who was the center and who was the power forward on the Twin Towers of the Rockets? Hakeem was a power forward. Sampson was the center. Hakeem's power forward.
Please. Sampson was only there for optics.
I'm just telling you. Dream shake aside, it's power forward.
It's a king.
Okay, well, guess what? That's not Duren either. The only dream shake he's doing is when he rolls over in bed. So just stop. Sorry. 248-539-9797.
Did you have Ralph Sampson on the menu today?
No, definitely not. Up next, your favorite Mark Eaton memories. David, text, please.
All right, we have some grades coming through. Wes in Chelsea says, Tigers grade D+. We have trade Scooble or go get a big bat. That's why it's a D+ for him.
That's not happening.
Tiger grade is a D. No improvement on offense. Re-signing last year's trade acquisitions keeps it from an F. Someone else says a C-. They haven't done anything to get better or get worse. So usually that means you regress versus getting better in the future. So I'm keeping it at a C because they also didn't get worse.
David, collectively,
yes.
What would you say in the aggregate?
I would say it would be a D-. If I was to take all of them and average them out, it would be a D-.
And by the way, that's the customer base. That ain't us.
We haven't poisoned the jury. We didn't give out a grade.
Nope. Don't put
I
that.
have a grade, but we didn't.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. To the people, Josh is batting leadoff, 97.1. Josh, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to first say you guys are really great at your jobs. All four of you guys.
That's very nice of you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So let me just say, I know it's not the NFL, but this, if you're a real Pistons fan like I am, is like chair smash level of atrocity trade. And let me make the case why real quick, which is there's no reason to trade Jaden Ivey right now. Like, his value is at an all-time low. If anybody heard that the Pistons were going to trade him a year and a half ago when he was healthy for this, fans would have gone insane. But because he's still recovering, he's not back from his broken leg. He hasn't, the reason why he went number 5 overall was because of his insane athleticism. And he's not the same guy right now, but his value is at an all-time low. So I just don't understand why trade him right now before he's gotten back to who he is, when you could trade him this offseason for a lot more. And there's no reason. You had a caller come on named Ken say, "Hey, we weren't winning it anyways," and that's such a loser's mentality. We have a real shot at going to the finals. And so I just don't understand how you can have a loser's mentality and look at next offseason bringing in a free agent with this cap space or something ridiculous like that.
Well, listen, there's a couple issues. So let me walk you through this now. First of all, you don't have Ivy's restricted next year. So you're out of runway and you're not going to pay him. Now, I agree with everything you're saying as far as if we just isolate this trade and you go, am I happy about that? No. But if this trade, and look, Josh, you can call back Friday and you can say I told you so, and I'll have nothing to offer. I'll just sit here and deal with it. But when you look at it, if this deal is the conduit to that Michael Porter Jr. deal, where now you can get rid of the dead body of LeVert, you could get rid of a couple of guys not named Tobias, and you land Michael Porter Jr., then no one's going to care. But if this is just the move and that's it, no, I absolutely agree with you that to me, I would have preferred packaging him with more assets to get a real player. But I got to wait.
Yeah,
I mean, they are sitting here at 16 roster
yeah.
players. They have to get rid of somebody. And the last I checked, MPJ hasn't been traded yet. I got to hope that this is, hey, we got a pick swap with Minnesota.
Right.
So that plus a couple dead bodies, not named Tobias. You got a couple dead bodies in this deal. Maybe that helps facilitate MPJ.
Well, I don't think Herter could get
I'm
moved.
with you.
No, but that allows you to move other people. I could take the dead body of LeVert, and now Herter can replace what LeVert was supposed to be. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying my best.
You sound like me saying that the Tigers have 24 hours.
I know. I'm trying.
So here's and the reason why I think it's chair smash level is because look at this litany of guards we have had to deal with over the years. We had Rodney Stuckey. We had to endure that. Then we had to go through Brandon Knight and Brandon Jennings and Ben Gordon and then Reggie Jackson and Killian Hayes. And now we finally had someone who's like, hey, this is a top 5 pick. This guy
but you have Cade.
Yeah,
but hold on. Yeah, but Josh, hold on. This is where you're getting lost in the sauce. This is the same thing as the transfer portal. You were a 5-star player in 2023. It don't matter anymore.
I love that.
Jaden was a top 5 pick who also snapped his leg in half, who also was never a real natural fit with Cade. And the team has gotten to a point that they're not in evaluation phase right now. They're number 1 seed in the East. They don't have time for a job interview. 248-539-9797. All right, America's favorite place to watch football, Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino. All the biggest games, great viewing experience, and it's built for fans. 6 pools, 3 levels, perfect view of that big screen, located at Circa Resort and Casino. Downtown Las Vegas, Stadium Swim. Book your spot today at circalasvegas.com. All right, David, text. Then we get to the people. Tiger grades. The Athletic says C+. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be Scooble Day. The day that, at least according to reports, is going to determine whether we get to add to this team or not. And also, too, I got to admit it. I know it's not my money, but I listened to Doug and Scott earlier, and they're basically like, you have to root for Scooble to lose this. And I'm never on the side of, like, making athletes martyrs, but I can't bring myself to root for the Tigers v. Scooble in this. You can hate Boris. You can hate the way that this is played out. You can hate the fact that maybe he doesn't want to be here. A back-to-back Cy Young Award winner being offered and paid the same thing that David Price got 11 years ago is rotten. And by the way, if it was inflation adjusted, that offer to Price 11 years ago at $19 million is $27 million in today's dollars. I can't root for that because that's not a Tiger thing. That's an establishment thing. I don't root for teams to cost control and screw over players. I just can't. And I know I have to root against Scooble to get what I want, which is more weapons for this team.
You know what, Mike? I think you can go ahead and root for Scooble because I think that even for some chance, if they win, I don't think they're really going to do anything.
Don't you dare. We're manifesting positive. We're getting Michael Porter Jr.
No.
My cousin, Lucas Giolito. How dare you?
Okay.
We need more Italians in this town.
Okay.
That's the platform I'm running on.
Glad we got extra chairs in the studio.
No, it won't be that. No, the Tigers have broken me. I just don't care.
I just
don't care.
And maybe I'm just being naive. I don't see how you walk this back after it's over. Like, do you go out to dinner? No hard feelings?
No, what you'll see is a round of propaganda emanating from the team through friendly media sources about what a competitor Scooble is, and he's unaffected, and he's going to go for Cy Young number 3. It won't be a distraction, yada, yada, yada.
Right, because, I think that you would because, like, looking at the difference, where's your motivation? Wait, so I won back-to-back Cy Young.
For him, he's betting on himself, and he's got 400 million reasons he's got to pitch. That's not what it's about. It's about the distraction to the ball club where his teammates get asked about it, manager gets asked about it, noise, reports, the whole thing.
If that happens, there's only one way you fix this, and that's when they bring in Verlander, and he gives you positive things, and you feel good about yourself.
Listen,
can talk about the no-hitters.
No, you could talk about his last 13 starts last year in the stretch drive of a 2.6 ERA.
Oh, no. That as well, but that's not what Detroit's going to make you remember. Remember back in the day, he did this in the JV starts and must-see TV.
David,
I'm sorry. You mentioned chairs, so I'm going to read this one. This came in for Kenny. Seen a highlight last night with Quinn Hughes. It's something along the lines of like 30 points since being traded to Minnesota.
Yes.
About threw my couch instead of a chair, he says.
Look, it clearly came down. They didn't want to give up Evanson. All right. And today's not the day because people have the attention of a squirrel. Yes, they beat Colorado last night in their best win of the season. I'm not going to do the Hughes regret show a day after blanking them. People's craniums can't handle that.
It's just one text.
But again, he is arguably the best left-handed defenseman in the game. He's under the age of 27, and it sounds like he wanted to be here. You didn't want to give up Evanson. Okay. Like, it's done. It's dead. There's nothing I can do about it. Now Steve has a month, since the team's going to be in Lake Como for the next month. He's got a month to figure it out and show us.
Right, but unfortunately, you're going to now follow this forever because you're going to always think, what would it have been like had the Wings made this deal? That's the unfortunate. It's almost like a draft pick. I could take this guy or this guy. And if you take the wrong guy and you watch the other guy blossom and flourish, you're like, oh, my God, we could have had him.
Let's go to EJ, 97.1. EJ, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Good to talk to you.
What's on your mind?
I'm going to try and keep my cool as best as I can. I'm remarkably frustrated with just about every single one of the teams that we have in this city. With the trade today with the Pistons, like Rico said earlier, I was really hoping the Pistons were going to be different, and I know people are trying to be positive. I know you guys are trying to be positive. I'm not. I'm on the side of the Athletic right now. I'm very, very just annoyed. I don't understand why we got GMs saying we don't need anything else. We're good. We got other GMs just basing everything off analytics, but
really just having nothing to show for it. And then don't even get me started on Stevie. We got 6-7 years of no playoffs, and I'm still not so sure we're going to get it this year. I'm very, very frustrated. I just want anyone to come out and be like, we want to go for a championship, but apparently I can't get that.
Well, look, and we're getting a lot of that from fans. And I'm with you. I mean, EJ, look, we're happy these teams are turning the corner and winning games. But it's about taking the next step. And look, I think the Tigers, clearly, their future is very bright, but it doesn't line up with the present and the best opportunity to win, which is while you have Tarek Skubal. Their refusal to push the gas pedal in any way, shape, or form, it's questionable at best. The Pistons, look, we've been patient because Trajan hasn't been here a long time, but they're really good. And if you look around the East and you go, all right, this is our best shot to get to the finals, that doesn't mean you do something stupid, but I think it does mean you do something like Michael Porter Jr. The Wings, it's just 7 years of nothing. So now that they're winning, and I get an Elliot Friedman report today of, well, I think Yzerman may try to help the team. Whoa, bully for you. Yeah, I mean, that's really?
Yeah, about freaking time. And as far as the Pistons, yeah, you need to do something right now. You don't have to do anything over the top, but you do have to make a move because the time is right now.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to get, I don't think at least you're going to get the same luck with all these injuries when you got Tatum down, Halliburton down. Like, you're not going to get this luck every single year. I don't know. Like, even if the Michael Porter Jr. thing happens, obviously I'd be quite excited. I just want one of our coaches, GMs, owners, if we could see any of them once in a while, to just actually come out and say, take a risk. Hey, you know what? We want to try for a championship. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But damn it, we're going to try. But for some reason, we can't get that. It's all we're going to try and win. We'll get to the next day. I see the Eagles trying. I see all these other teams from other leagues trying, saying out loud that we're going to try, we're going to push, and then you got us who were just it's not better than a few years ago when all of our teams were awful. Like, at least, like I don't want to go that far and be like, oh, that was better. But this isn't that far away. Like, it's like, oh, cool, so we're good, but we have no real shot at any of these championships. It doesn't feel a whole lot better.
It becomes frustrating. No, EJ, you get in a spot, and we've talked about this with the Lions for a couple of years. You become a Buffalo fan or a Baltimore fan where good isn't fun anymore. Good is not exciting or novel. It goes, okay, we're good, but man, I want to win it all. And look, winning a championship is the hardest damn thing to do. But when your teams don't seem like they want it as bad as you do, that's a difficult place to be in. And in this town, whether it is right, wrong, fair, unfair, when you sit back and you look across the board, it doesn't feel like any of our teams, despite their successes, are bleeding to win. That's the problem.
And that's where it becomes very frustrating for the fans, because that's where you feel like the fans want it more than the teams. And man, it's just like, guys, if you could just do this one thing, and even if it's not the fantasy fan player that, okay, go get this guy, just make a significant move instead of hearing the no and no's. Well, we got an Aiden and we're good, and we're going to do things in the margin. You don't want to hear I don't want to worry about being haunted by the ghost of players. Like, you don't want to hear those. You want to hear, heck yeah, we're going to go for this. We see what you see. We see how close we are, and we're going to go for it. Does it mean you're going to win? No, but we're going to try.
That's it. And that's all I think. Again, not everyone, but a lot of people who interact with our show, it's how they feel. What am I going to do? Tell them they're wrong? I'm not going to tell them that they need to be grateful for these teams. To hell with that. These teams need to be grateful for these people. These teams owe them. I always love how people get it backwards. Right. Like somehow you owe the team, like you're going to David's church and you owe him that envelope. Never understood how David runs that program on Sundays.
That's not what happens. But I will say this, because it is frustrating, because you're right, Mike. They do owe the fans, because the fans have dealt with, I'm just talking about the Pistons. I know. They have dealt with so much and so much losing.
Correct.
That now, and I get it may be ahead of their schedule, but they are now in first place, and they're just like, we're good. Like they think, like we think, oh, they need to make a move to compete. No, they think they're already there because this is what they give us with that.
David, it's why
it's ridiculous.
It's why I came up with the Coney Island, because it's literally like they've made a gentleman's agreement. Okay, none of between the four of us, nobody's going to outshine the other.
See, but and I'm upset because that's why I'm really pissed off with Langdon here. Because I thought he would be different. Like, we gave him the benefit of the doubt, right? He had 1 year.
David.
And we said maybe he'll be different because he's only been here a year. He did the Schroeder deal. Maybe he'll see that things, and he's the same. Oh, man.
The pancakes and coffee is strong.
Give it till Friday, and also
we have time. You're right.
We'll manifest. It still doesn't explain that whole envelope program you're running. 248-539.
Let me explain it to you.
No, I just don't. David,
I'm not running anything for those in the back. I am not doing a thing.
David, you kicked a woman out of church for not giving an envelope.
Oh, that's Drewski.
What?
There was a skit that he did online, recently.
Was it filmed in Greater Life?
Stop it, no.
Okay. 248-539.
I'm going to be Steve right now. No and no.
Here's David when you don't have that offering plate. Try again. Okay, we're good. This is probably a good place to stop. We'll get more of your phone calls. Take care of some business. Shout out Greater Life. 97. All right, last call for football this weekend, but FanDuel giving you daily profit boosts every single day headed to the big game this weekend. 30% profit boost today on anything rushing. So if you think K9's going to have a big day or not, any opinion on the ground game, they got you. One perhaps you could use, maybe Drake May, because he's going to be under the gun. No team leads, hits the quarterback more, pressures more than Seattle. Do whatever you like. Log in. Your profit boost will be there. Play your game with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. 21 and up, present Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. David, I'm going to knock a couple of calls down, okay? We'll wait on the text. People have been very patient. People have been great today. And look, we'll wait and see. I really hope there's something with the Pistons by Friday. Let's hope the reporting in The Athletic is wrong, and let's sure hope that this Ivy thing just sets up something else. But let's go to Reno, 97.1. Reno, how you been, buddy?
Good, man. Good to talk to you, Mike. Hey, the Pope Peel thing reference is outstanding. Way to go on that one. Mike, the word embarrassing came up a little bit earlier, and specifically, my call is about Harris and the Tigers.
Sure.
We were told a couple of years ago that if the Tigers are contenders, they're going to spend the money. Okay, we got better. We were contenders. And then we were told that we weren't going to trade or move any of our prospects because, in Harris's words, we didn't want to have them take the chance to come back and bite us in the ass. And then less than a month or two ago or whatever, nobody was expendable. They said they're going to spend money. In what's ironic, I get it, it's the arbitration thing right now with Skubal and not free agency. But is their memory so short that they literally gave Cobb $4 million less? Or is it weird? Is it strange that they offer or they put up the number of $19 million for Skubal, only $4 million what they gave a guy that didn't pitch a single inning? It was like a week away from running a fish boat in Cabo. Not to try to be funny here, but it just doesn't jive, dude. And it's embarrassing the fact that we got to this point. And we were talking earlier that. The early show talking about you got to root for the Tigers to win so they can get the guy that they want on top of it. It's just ridiculous.
No, and listen, I mean, all we can do, and Reno, by the way, I agree with everything you've said. I think their messaging has been subpar at best. Look, they are going to be, if they win the Skubal arbitration, $16 million more than last year. If they lose the Skubal arbitration, 29 more. Here's the problem. They didn't get better. And when you go out and you do kind of Rieger, you were waving your hand. Jump in on this for a second, because I was just, how much of that call did you hear before you're giving me the wave? I'm not absolving them. I'm saying that they do just enough where when you go, they don't spend, well, technically they did, and it's like, all right, but you're shaking both hands here. Paying $7.5 million for Drew Anderson, or paying Kenley, or doing some of the things they've done.
Finnegan.
Right, like they've spent ish. But when it came to get better,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Is because the teams love to get technical.
Mm-hmm. I think you said it earlier. I think I've reached my breaking point. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm just done. What are you going to do? It's the same reports coming out from various insiders, and now they're going against the Tigers, saying, hey, they haven't got better, and hey, it shouldn't stop them, whatever happens in arbitration, to spend. It's just reached a point where, we get it. Let's get to the season and see who's right, because if they're not right, there's going to be a mutiny, man. Fans are going to be furious.
Yep.
Now, if they are right, then cool. They make the postseason again. Life is good. Full ballpark at Comerica. But, man, we'll find out, Thursday?
Yeah, and look, some of the spending, too, is buried in arbitration increases. Like, they're not signing a Casey Mize, but he's going to make $4 or $5 million bucks more, right?
Like Spencer Torkelson got a raise.
Gleyber Torres got a raise.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the teams love to play this little cutesy game of, well, see, it's spending. No, not being mean. Ain't nobody asked you to give Gleyber a $7 million raise.
No.
I'm sorry, but I don't need Bobby Brebbia here either.
Even Gleyber saw wait, I'm taking the money.
Yes.
Right, exactly. No, the more you think about it, the more you just realize that maybe Scott was thinking this is an easy comp pick, because nobody takes the QOs.
I said day one.
And then Gleyber takes the QO, and that probably hamstrung them, too, about what they could do in the offseason.
But I'm sick.
I'm sick of it.
What I don't like is, and I've set this up, is that in one hand, I can be complimentary of the job Harris has done off the field in building the minors. Every minor leaguer you call up you get to allocate real money elsewhere. So you can see from a mile away, hey, once McGonigal, Clark, Briseno, some of these other guys are here, those guys don't make any money. So when I got to hear that if they lose the Skubal thing, they can't spend the extra $13 million, what are we talking about? You have $38 million total committed next year if there's any baseball. Well, I mean, come on, man. You make the money on the parking lot.
You ever think about if they win the Scooble thing? Because it could happen. I don't think it's going to, but
I
it
have
could
no
happen.
idea.
If they win the Scooble thing and then still don't go out and spend, could you imagine that?
I can, but look, I can just tell you in the aggregate, I did not give out a grade. We don't want to be
right.
we
You did
don't
the
want,
vote in C+.
Us boogeymen here.
Yes, of course.
97.1.
Yes.
But I wanted to just say, okay, guys, you give us the grade, okay? In the aggregate, it's a D+.
Yeah. No, I heard immediately.
And
people
that's
are like,
their
F,
customer
F.
base.
I
That's
agree.
not us.
Well, I thought it was startling. I love John Paul Morosi, the Pope. He's fantastic. He goes out with the morning show. You guys played the cut. And he said, I mean, this is a positive dude. He's a positive dude.
Too positive.
Probably. And he simply said, no, they haven't got better. I thought that was startling. What's going on there? Anyway, but Langdon's different. Trajan Langdon is different. I refuse to believe this is it.
Okay,
right?
look,
we believe this, correct?
We're manifesting that this is a conduit to the MPJ trade.
Yeah,
Friday.
what would it take? What do you got to do?
Just feel like we're
a couple of dead bodies and a first-round pick.
I mean, could you get away with keeping Tobias?
Yes.
Still matching the money, get as many
100%.
first-round picks as they want.
Look at the
That
money
would
you
be
got
genius.
today. Look at the money you got today. Pair it up with Karis LeVert's plastic feet. Package it all up with the pick swap and a future one, and go get Michael Porter Jr. And go to the NBA Finals.
I want you to be so right.
I know.
I'm tired of
Langdon
feeling.
would look like a genius.
Dude, I'm tired of feeling like Charlie Brown and Lucy right now. It's just like each time we think we're going to kick the football.
Yeah, but this is different. This is really, let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because there's no resume for Langdon. Last year, what do you expect him to do? He made a small move, right? This year, they're the best team in the East. I refuse to believe this is it. There's just no way, unless once you become an executive in this city, they like grab you and put a toxin in you that doesn't allow you to make big moves. Is that what happens? No.
Yes.
Langdon's different.
You get invited to a Coney Island restaurant. And you're having this nice little sit.
You got to sign the blood oath?
And you do gentleman's agreement. We'll all be good, but nobody's going to outshine the other.
No. You guys think there's more to come, correct?
No, we're hoping.
Oh, okay.
The Athletic report that they're not even picking up the phone. They're just willing to answer the phone.
Yeah. I'm hoping for him and for this city, but I don't have it. But I'm hoping that
I'm holding
wrong.
out hope. This is different. This is different. You're going to get your white whale.
I said this earlier. Like, I heard Doug and Scott talking about it. I needed a barf bag. I'm sorry, I'm not rooting against Tarek Skubal.
No.
Don't ask me to root for this team with the way they've managed this Skubal thing over the last 2 years. And I got to root against a guy who's the only reason they're anything more than a 500 team. I can't do it. He deserves his money, damn it.
I was listening to, and they're like, well, we also want to root against Scott Boras. They're so upset with the job Boras does. But
Yeah,
the crazy
except
thing
one
is
problem.
he's really good at it.
Tarek Skubal empowers Boras.
Of course.
If Skubal says, Scotty, Booby, baby, I want to be a Tiger for life, this ends different. So I don't want to hear anymore. I don't.
Well, it's almost over. It's almost over,
No,
and
it's
then
not. It's
somebody.
just-
No.
it'll never be over.
Somebody's going to leak the details of the hearing. We're going to read it in the Free for the News. It's going to be delightful.
You still got like 20
is
hours. Fix this. Don't let it get there.
People will talk to you tomorrow. Jeremy Otto, take us out, buddy.